Hi. Hello. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Hey. Hi. Hey. As you can so cleverly read from the title of this video, I'm going to be taking all of these community tab comments and I'm going to be plastering them onto one singular canvas until my computer explodes. Of course, I appreciate everyone who left a comment on that community post for me to actually make this video possible, so here's my gift to you. That was a little smooch on your forehead. Thank you very much. Alright, first of many. Perhaps a turtle. I'm gonna give them a little piece of lettuce to chew on. There you go, buddy, you deserve it. You're a good turtle. I'm realizing just now that the commenter is just called Turtle with Gun. In that case, I'm just gonna leave a little gift here. I just realized how time-consuming this challenge is gonna be. A rat! Please draw a rat, says the missing rat. This rat's inspecting the gun because it doesn't know what it is. There was a rat invasion in between one of my windows recently because a rat just gnawed their way in there with their entire rat kingdom. And then every time we would look outside that window, we would see their heads poking out. That was a little unsettling. They moved away, so it's okay. Wait, this other person just went a turtle with a watermelon shell. To everyone who's watching this in the summer, I wish you a very nice and cold watermelon on a hot summer day. Physical embodiment of man's pure primal rage. I got you, dude. Wouldn't it be really funny if, like, we lowered the opacity of this and then drew a guy that's completely unfazed? How many times have you felt like this in your life? This person says, I would love to see Nico from One Shot drawn in your style. If you're unsure of who Nico is, then I will put a picture of them up on screen right now. Insane Ink tells me to draw a very overly large bean. So in the game, Nico usually holds like this big old light bulb, but in this version, I'm gonna make him carry around an overly large bean. Draw bird. Urban suit. There's these green parakeets called quaking parrots that bop their heads up and down whenever they're happy. And they're adorable, I'll show one up on screen right now. The top comment just goes, watermelon orb. There's another guy saying, I agree with the watermelon orb guy. Sounds cool, have a nice day, orb. Thank you! I'll just add a little smile onto this one. There you go, there's your watermelon orb. Don't ask what happened to the other half. Meester says, cat wearing a banana suit. And then Charlie goes, black cat with golden eyes, so we're gonna mix that in with the previous one. Oh, wait, what if I give them little beans? There you go. A egg. King egg. The almighty egg. We're going to place the egg next to the bird, obviously. I'm not sure how to portray the fact that it's all grand and mighty, but I'm gonna add this really cool cape that kings usually wear. What a glorious, glorious egg. Apple juice. I'm starting to see a pattern of all of you guys asking for food. Are you guys hungry? Do you guys want food? Apple with legs and a soul. This is awkward. This person just said me please and has Watermelon Cat as their name, so this may look like nothing right now, but just trust the process. I promise. Slowly but surely. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. What a lovely guy. I'm gonna just quickly move this watermelon gang up here. This way Watermelon Cat can be closer with the other watermelons. A dog in a top hat performing stand-up comedy. While I was concocting this beautiful stand-up masterpiece, I knew the perfect one-liner to deliver. I heard David lost his ID. He's just called Dav now. Yeah, and this would probably be my reaction after hearing that joke too. But it's an opposite version of itself. So my character typically uses the color red a lot, and on the complete opposite side of that is this light blue, so we're gonna color orb in that instead. This would be the opposite version of me, I think. And I'll draw the little guy too. See? And now I have a little guy, and they have a little guy. Draw the orb plushie. Wait, but doesn't that mean... This section was originally an ad for the orb plushie, but that campaign has ended, so skip. 2 fish, a carrot, and a fork. There's a guy luring in 2 fish with a carrot, which is... I don't know. I'm working with everything I'm being given, okay? Can of beans. Nothing else, just beans. Alright, I have a place to put you. Here you go. Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. This keeps happening to me with TV shows that I watch. By the time they were airing on whatever TV in my place, I was just watching the final episode. So I started watching Gravity Falls on the season finale. Let's just stretch his hand out over here. He's trying to lure the fish. The yippee creature in your style. I think it'll be adorable. It was my birthday recently, so I'm gonna draw some confetti around it. Yippee! Sky Kid from Sky Children of the Light. I'm gonna draw 2 because I want another one, but with their cape just tucked in. Honk honk. You should draw Crumb. I'm actually a pretty big Crumb fan, so this may work out. Cat eating fish. We'll be taking this one out of the water. There's a stereotype that cats hate water, and there's also a stereotype that cats love fish, and I'm starting to feel like those two contradict each other a little bit. The next one says, an alien eating dry wall. People who draw aliens with little antennas are based. There you go, the little guy took a little piece of drywall. A full body drawing of Frisk, please! You know what, while I'm at it, I'm gonna draw my favorite character in the entire game of Undertale too. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little carried away with this. Draw Susie from Deltarune. Dude, I can't wait for chapter 3 and 4 to release. I'll have a great view of the fandom collectively digging themselves out of the bunker. Penguin. This is either a really small penguin or a really huge fish. It's like it was never there to begin with. Draw a homeless wizard. I firstly gave our Mr. Homeless Wizard a box to live in. This whole time, I'm just thinking about that one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward goes homeless. A singular bean. Boy oh boy, do I have the perfect place to put you. I really hope that you're content with yourself. Draw a planet, but when I read this, I thought it said plant, so we're gonna draw a plant now. Lucky for Homeless Wizard guy, he started growing plants in his backyard. I hope these fine crops prosper this year. Apple orb. This guy doesn't really mind seeing their brethren being turned into juice.
Roll the cheese!
Connie from Steven Universe. I'm drawing her design in Steven Universe Future because I really like that one episode where she has the yellow shirt on. And here we have a Connie, there you go. Silly cat that loves being mischievous. Do you guys pronounce it as mischievous or mischievous?
Mischievous.
Oh, okay. A frog that has a costume of orb. I don't really know what to say about this one. A teddy bear, plainly. A flower? I'm giving you 2 of them because you were so uncertain. Draw an army of little sentient eggs. Well, I know where to put you. Behold, the almighty egg's royal guard. Chair. The more I give this wizard stuff, the more emotionally attached I am to him. We give him the chair that he absolutely deserves. Draw a meow creature holding an apple. I drew this cat kind of like a blob, but I love blob cats, so yeah. Here you go. Flying snail. Whee! Orb on orb. Draw a silly little shark. Oh, I'm gonna draw the silliest of silly sharks. A whale shark. When I was recording a video with WonderNet, she told me that sharks really like getting head pats, and I told her that sharks also really like getting belly rubs. And here's some videos of professionals doing the just that, and it's so cute. And here you go, here's the whale shark. I wish it nothing but happiness in its life. This user just says, yup. You know what? That's valid. Even if you should believe in yourself, sometimes it's nice to have that yup of approval. Draw a frog drinking tea. Man, who knew these little guys had such refined tastes? You should draw. From the... I've been playing Pikmin Bloom on my phone for a little bit, and honestly, I think I have an issue. I'm a little addicted. This game is unironically helping me get to 10,000 steps a day, and I don't know how to feel about that. Draw your favorite anime character. My favorite anime character right now is Kakyoin from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Don't ask why, because I actually can't think of a reason. I just really love him. Here you go. Draw a nice thick dot. I think I can add something else. Yeah, beautiful. Draw a cup of orboba. So instead of getting tapioca pearls, you're just getting a bunch of little orbs instead. Just don't think about it too much. Mangoes! I love mangoes. They're sweet, they're soft, they're sometimes really annoying to cut. What I'm drawing right now is the peak of tropical fruit. I love mangoes. Part of me wants to bite into a mango as one does when biting into an apple, but you know, I wouldn't do that. I'd never do that. I'd never. Never. Hot dog! Give it the ketchup, then give it the mustard. And what do you know? You got yourself a perfectly good dog. Woo! Draw a tito. I'm gonna put her right next to Kakyoin because they both have red hair. Strawberries. As I'm recording this, learning how to bake a strawberry shortcake is still on my checklist. Drawing all of this food is starting to make me hungry. Again, are you guys hungry? Is that why you're requesting food? Should I order pizza to your house? Draw a donut. Well, don't worry, because you don't have to worry any longer. What? So I'm gonna first draw this chocolate donut with pink sprinkles, and then I'll draw a second tinier one for that horrible joke I made. Jevel, in parentheses, Deltarune. Already finished, say less. Bread. Bread is such a satisfying thing to make. The first time you see it, it's like this sad, wet blob, and then you put it into the oven and suddenly it becomes this crispy, golden delight of a food. And then you can eat it alongside anything. Sandwiches. Sandwiches. Even more sandwiches. And some people even dip it in their soup. Bread is just so good. Draw Kanito because I think it would be funny. In the game, Kanito axolotl gills kind of just look like sticks, but I like them fluffy, so I made them fluffy. I think the first one has a bit more of a simplistic charm, but I still like the second one. Let me know how you think. Just a little guy. Here is your little guy. This little guy makes me happy, and I hope it makes you happy too. Toast orb. I don't know how this little guy can get more toasted than they already are. Maybe in reality I was just always toasted. Flying eyeball in heaven. I will first draw the clouds that surround the golden gates of heaven. They finally achieved heaven. Also a side tangent, they kind of look like the Amazing World of Gumball character. Crazy dynamic poses of a random person. For this random person, I'm gonna draw bats, because I think her drawings are really cool and that she makes really cool videos. Give her all the support that she deserves. Cheese. Heaven orb with a cool sunglasses emoji. Thank you. When you finally reach the golden gates of heaven, brace yourselves to be greeted by this little guy. Pineapple pizza. I never knew that pineapple pizza was so vastly hated until I went on the internet. I love pineapple. Kiwi bird. I love them so much. I wasn't too sure on what a kiwi bird was, so I looked it up, and oh my god, they are so cute. They're so cute and round and almost extinct, and that makes me really upset. Kiwi? Meet Kiwi. I would love to see you do some landscape and or world building art, so I guess I'll give the strawberries and this little guy a background. One thing I like drawing for backgrounds are these big fluffy clouds. There's the cumulus clouds, which are the big fluffy ones that I'm drawing right now. There's stratus, and there's also cereal. Yeah. It feels much more lively after giving this thing a background. Thank you very much. Make your own mythical creatures. I already made one and they're the little cube guys on top of my strawberry, but we're gonna add some more. This one's got spikes and a tail. And these guys are conjoined together and they kind of remind me of Minecraft withers. Perhaps a bread loaf that is silly. You guys remember this bread loaf? Well, now they've become silly. Can you draw orb but shaped like a heart? Love your content. Thank you. Here is your heart-shaped orb and they're chilling with a toasted orb. Cranium impact. Also known as brain damage. A shrimp named Henry. This is Henry, father of 2 and recovering alcoholic. He spent years battling his demons and each day is another victory. We're proud of you, Henry. Cheese of cheese with cheese on top with a bit more cheese on top. Me! Draw me! I'm gorgeous for real. Yes, you are indeed gorgeous for real. I love that optimism. I love the big loopy earrings that she has. Gorgeous. Gorgeous for real. How about you draw a bed with an orb blanket? Okay, so first I'm gonna download a picture of a bed, make the borders transparent, and then we're gonna draw a big black blanket over it. And there you go. The big cheese! There's no need to worry about Crumb. See, she's still alive. Help will come on the way. Eventually. Water bottle. Please draw a water bottle. This is a reminder for everyone here to stay hydrated. Go drink your water. Walmart worker duck. Whichever Walmart this guy works in, the employees lounge better have a pool for this guy to swim in. A cheeseburger. Whenever I ask for a cheeseburger, I just expect the patty and the cheese to be on it, but most of the time people just put tomato, lettuce, and everything else on it either way, so what's the point? Hatsune Miku in your style. I didn't really like how my first attempt was turning out, so I just took a break and started drawing her again. And what do you know, the second time I did this, I actually really liked how it turned out. It's almost like taking a break is good for you. A cheese wizard. And now the chair's purpose has been met. To be sat on. Funky rabbit? Question mark? Okay. We're gonna add shades onto this rabbit because that's how you know they're really funky. Look at him in his pure unstoppable groove. I can't believe that was something that I had to say. Reaching the ends of this video, yet another watermelon orb. I suppose we now know what happened to the other half. Cats as fruit. I'm just gonna add cat ears and a little face on some of the fruit that I've drawn. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. And I'm even gonna draw a little tomato cat for good measure because tomatoes are fruits. A can of orb beans. I assume I can just add a bunch of little smiles onto the beans that already exist. Beans! The snack that smiles back if you eat them as a snack. Pineapple. Ooh, there's actually some pineapple in my fridge. I might just go eat that right now. Some random shark wearing headphones and holding a cactus in a pot. Eventually I want to get a cactus plant with my friend because they're really easy maintenance. Did you know that dragon fruit actually comes from cacti? I didn't know that. I thought dragon fruit came from, you know, the obvious answer. Maybe the shark can be friends with a whale shark. But they live so far away from each other on the canvas. A snail with human legs. I know a certain animation YouTuber that also did the same gimmick. Enjoy. Chicken nugget. Now, don't get me wrong, the McDonald's burgers are good, but these. Nothing beats these. Here's your box of chicken nuggets, and I even gave you an extra because I'm such a good employee. But don't tell anyone because that might get me fired. Mayonnaise. Personally, I like to dip my chicken nuggets in barbecue sauce, but in this case, we're gonna use mayonnaise. Draw air. We're gonna draw the sky, because if there's a sky, there's an atmosphere, and if there's an atmosphere, there's air. Boat. The small little puff things that I drew underneath kind of looks like the ocean, so we're just gonna draw the boat above it. It's a little sailboat. A black hole. Well, this boat isn't gonna last for long. Banana. Fun fact, bananas are the most popular fruit around the world, and every year, we all eat over 100 billion bananas. TV show characters in your style, and then in parentheses, if you choose me, please add the Bluey characters too. Okay, here you go. It's the siblings, it's the girls. Please draw Ponchita from Chainsaw Man. You are a good dog. I'm sorry, Walmart duck. Speaking of ducks, a duck with an orb hat. You need one of these to not die from a heat stroke while pushing shopping carts in Walmart. And last but not least, no. But how am I supposed to end the video? We got the yup of approval, and then we got the no of disapproval. Oh my god, is that it? I think that's it. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 100 comments on a singular drawing. I want to also mention that this video was very largely inspired by Sona's video from a few years ago. And also, whether this is a good idea or not, I am making a part 2, which means that this will be a total of 200 drawings. And then came September of 2024. Draw an espresso, or whatever you would get from a coffee shop. First and foremost, it's time to extend this canvas by a little bit. There we go, now that's way more space to work with. This one coffee shop I went to had the best cheesecake and hot chocolate conceivable to mankind. They did this really cool thing where they left out a giant notebook that anyone can draw and write anything in. So I took it and I drew this little silly anime reference in it. If you see this somewhere somehow, I did that. A bouquet of flowers for someone who deserves it. And for the someone who deserves it, the commenter is the someone because they gave me this idea. It's kind of difficult to replicate a profile picture because I'm seeing it from far away, but I think this does enough. Here you go. Squid eating takoyaki. Isn't that cannibalism because they're both cephal? But never mind. My friend wants this thing purple, so we're gonna make it purple. The takoyaki looks like little balls of peeled potatoes, but I swear it's not gonna look like that. You'll just add the sauce, the green seasoning that's only there for color contrast, and a little bit more shadow. The commenter also added preferably small boy. I didn't know what that meant, so I'm gonna draw a smaller boy just for good measures. A crow gremlin with a knife. I forgot to record myself drawing this, so here's an epic reveal to compensate. The next comment says, add Kirby inhaling a person. Draw a orb eating a chicken nugget. I already have a box of chicken nuggets saved from the last video. Thank you, user. I'll just take one from here. There is a whole subreddit dedicated to chicken nuggets on the internet. Goes to show how much people love them. A cat with a long neck eating spaghetti. I'll draw them next to the squids to have a little food corner here. Add their signature red sauce. I don't know if the red sauce actually has a name. We just always called it the red sauce. The red sauce. TM. A guy made of spaghetti holding a tomato sauce sword. Good thing I just now drew a plate of spaghetti. You will make sure your pasta never goes sauceless. I like my pumpkin boy. Kinney. I like your pumpkin boy too. That's why I'm gonna draw him. Thank you very much. The wrong chicken nugget. There's no such thing as a wrong chicken nugget, but there are varieties of chicken nuggets. This beautiful, magnificent specimen right here is called a Dino Nuggie. Draw 2 ducks with matching hats, please. They're friends. I decided to give one a very epic cowboy hat, and now I'm giving the other one an equally epic top hat, and they match because they're both equally epic. I wish there was a frog with a top hat and a mustache. Wish granted. Draw a door to outer space. I'm gonna use the sky that we've drawn previously and have a door opening to outer space. It doesn't really make sense because the black hole is under outer space, but I mean, hey, look at how pretty this space is. Avocado. This avocado has no reason to fit the background of space so well. Maybe that's just because it goes good with anything. I love avocado. A handful of people say that they taste bad because they taste like grass. In that case, I love grass. You should draw Kirby with an orb hat sitting on a warp star. Hey, this one fits perfectly for space too, so we can add him in here. And then obviously, we can't forget about the orb hat. It's beautiful. Draw a grilled cheese sandwich with a terrified face because it's getting eaten by a duck. That is weirdly specific, but you know what? We can do that. You know what would be cool? Cheese cake. For the cheeses. I'll just add the cheesecake right next to the big pile of cheese. Don't worry about Crumb. Help is still on the way. Surely. Yay! Draw a borb. It's a burb, but round like an orb. I will draw the roundest borb you'll ever see in existence. Can you teach me how to draw? I don't think I'm experienced enough on that, but here, I'll talk about this drawing that I'm making. For this one, I'm skipping the sketching segment and I'm going straight into line art and then coloring. I like to shade with saturation as much as I can because it makes the drawings more vibrant. I also really like adding these blue highlights. They don't really need to make sense. And then I just add a background and blim blam, done. And you know what? For good measure, I'm also going to add a Quaker parrot because they're so cute. I love Quaker parrots. Popcorn, please. Why do the popcorn from cinemas always taste better? They just hit differently. Hence why I'm drawing cinema popcorn. Draw fish. I've done that already, but we're gonna make a bigger and better fish. Congratulations! It's a koi fish. Can you draw Neon Cat? I will, and I have the perfect place to put them. I used to unironically listen to the song. Those were some good times. Dragon Fruit Dragon. I am a big fan of this concept. I made most of its body pink, but for some of the longer scales, I made them green like the pointy thingies that dragon fruit actually have. Draw me and a bean. Here is your overly large coffee bean and also some paint splotches for good measure. You should draw Spamton and Narpy eating lettuce. Also, I love your content. Keep it up. You inspired me to try digital art. Thank you. This is such a random request and I love it. but we're gonna need to borrow this lettuce really quickly. This is such a strange combination to me, but like the more I think of it, they would get along. Another thing you should draw is Spider-Gwen from the Spider-Verse movies. Her design is so cool to me. And oh my goodness, thank you for the kind words. I'm gonna draw Gwen up here swinging through some string, and then she's gonna be holding whatever this next prompt is. Also, I really like how this one turned out. You should draw a soggy hairball or those sprite things from Spirited Away. I gave one of them a top hat because why not? You know those candies they were carrying? I want one. I want a whole bag of them. While I'm here, let's just stretch that string out to nothing. Orb and me eating watermelon. I could really go for a watermelon right now, but if it's not the summer and you buy an imported watermelon from the supermarket, it literally tastes like nothing. The commenter's profile picture was a Sylveon, so that's exactly what I'm gonna draw. And obviously you can't forget about the most important thing. And there you have it. Please draw a door frame being eaten by someone. Well, good thing we already have a door. What more can I really say about this? Since you drew Miku, draw Len. Love your content, by the way. I'm gonna draw his iconic little pose from Project Sekai. Also, I'm pretty sure each Vocaloid represents a food item and Len's is bananas, so I'm gonna pay my tributes to that. There are now 3 Vocaloid characters on this drawing. Draw a very cool ant with glasses. I have a place to put you. You'll be right next to the very cool rabbit with glasses. Now they can be cool together. Realistically, they would be like this size though. Pickle! Please draw a pickle. For this one, I drew a very cartoonishly bumpy pickle. When I was in 2nd grade, I always thought that I would hate them, and then my friend gave me one, and then I tried it, and I was like, hey, do you have more? And now I'm no longer like that. I love pickles, and I'll willingly try literally any other food. Enjoy your pickle. Draw a cat, and I want to be in a vid. You're gonna be in this video, but I'm never gonna tell you. This cat's gonna claw away at this jar of a singular pickle instead of a fishbowl. You should draw a cat with an orb. I've attached the orb onto the cat thanks to this wristband thing. Pancakes. Have you guys ever tried this world delicacy known as banana pancakes? Best thing ever. Best thing ever next to banana bread. Draw a Foe, I'm gonna assume that's his phone, on fire, screaming in pain. I think this'll do. And also, on a non-phone fire related incident, I started putting the dust guys from Spirited Away all across the canvas. And I think this is great. This was the best decision I've ever made. Can you draw me being in a toaster next? Sure thing, toast-fl.3. Now they're not gonna be the only one. I'll make the toaster over here, and I will draw you just as burnt as the last one. I'll give you $5 to eat this entire toast. Draw a bottle of mustard. I think I'll put you right next to the mayonnaise. Please draw me. This guy's got a very techie stickman character, and that actually helps a lot with the pose that I figured out for him. I got him navigating through a bunch of these cool holographic digital board thingies. Thank you for letting me draw this. Can you please make a Doors-inspired orb? Dorb. Ah. My original idea for a Doors character was like this thing, but I ended up drawing like these mangled little blobs with smiles on them. Maybe it can act like a little leech that sticks onto people's faces. Also, while I was drawing this, I did not realize that there would be a character like this in the 2nd game that behaves the exact same way, so, oops. This one just says, I know your Roblox friend Wandernat. That's a funny coincidence, I also know my friend Wandernat. Gonna put her right on this boat with me. Hello, Orb. Hello. If you are reading this, can you draw a Potato Orb? By the way, love your content. I will give you 2 of them, just for good measure. Draw Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia, please. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I am considering on watching the anime. I tried to start watching back in 2020, and then I stopped on episode 6 because I found the main character annoying. I do really like the artistic aspects of this anime though, and it's really cool seeing so many people like this anime. I just don't know if it's for me. Anyways, here he is. Orange cat with a bow tie and top hat named Gatsby. And here's a sign in case anyone forgets. A black cat witch. I guess I'll put a witch hat on our previous cat, and I'm gonna make it black and purple to match the emoji hearts. Can you draw Baby Bill Cipher? It's very cute. While I was drawing this, I didn't realize there was actually a version of Baby Bill Cipher, but I think mine still depicts the same energy regardless. Draw a crown. Here you go, right on the board. Hey, if anyone has any tips on shading, can you reply? I need help with my shading skills. Allow me to quickly demonstrate with this apple. Depending on the lighting, the apple will choose which colors to absorb into itself. They won't only reflect black and white, they will reflect other colors as well, which is exactly why over here, lighter areas can lean more towards yellow and darker areas can lean more towards purple and blue. The same thing can be done with this leaf. Paint the darker sides with bluer hues and paint the lighter sides with yellow ones. This isn't as thorough as I want it to be, but if you want to get a drawing done without spending 10 hours into researching color theory, then this is a good way to do it. Okay, that is over. Have fun. Draw a pumpkin as an orb. Please! I will first put a pumpkin down, and then we're gonna completely get rid of the middle and add a little orb in there. Bimo, 2nd try. In our hearts, Bimo will always be the best Adventure Time character. A bride! My older sister's getting married next year. Oh my god, congratulations! I've never been to a wedding before, but I hope it goes well and you do all of the fun, epic wedding stuff that happens there. Hi! Hi. Can you draw a mushroom friend? If you're ever bored and don't know what to draw, just try drawing mushrooms. They come in a bunch of different shapes and sizes. I drew 3 mushroom friends. This one just reads, I love Orb and subscribe to Orb. And for that, you get another little heart. Draw Orb and an object show character. I've actually done this already once, but I'm gonna do it again. So I drew Taggy from Teapot. Again. Cat. Cat brick. Cat brick explosion. Cat. Brick. Dragon with Sherlock hat and tobacco pipe. I guess we're just gonna need to fancy up our dragon fruit dragon. For the record, smoking is bad, but it looks cool in a drawing. Hope this is not too late, but goblin! Here they are. Also, you don't need to scream at me, I'm right here. Draw a purple ball. I'm gonna add some shading onto this, just to make it a little bit extra. Hooray! Beautiful. Please add a silly jellyfish to the next one. So I drew a blue one, and then afterwards I decided to draw a pink one as well. I want a small fish eating fish food ice cream, please. There's fish on the drawing already, but that place looked a little cramped. So what I did instead is I turned the blue from this chunk into a water source. And from there I was able to draw the fish with their fish food ice cream. And then in the end I also drew another smaller fish, because sharing is caring. Dew and water cat. It says and there, I'm just reading what it says. I'm gonna make cat-shaped bubbles inside the water. And I was so happy with the first one that I made another one again. Red panda with a blue bandana. The red panda is already adorable on its own, but that blue bandana just makes them a little bit cooler. Now get this, Kirby, but with a bazooka. 19 other people wanted this. 19 other people thought it was a good idea for me to draw Kirby with a bazooka, and I couldn't agree more. I love your art style so much! Also, please draw a ferret with this face. Okay, I'm gonna give you a ferret with a face. Draw ice. That sounds simple enough. Here is ice. Very epic, very cool. Hand coming out of a cloud with a pen like God playing with reality. When I was younger, I wanted to have this exact superpower. I'd have a magic pen, and everything I draw with it would come true. Totally not overpowered at all, by the way. Draw a sunflower from Plants vs. Zombie. Did you guys know there's Chinese manhwa for Plants vs. Zombies? And did you guys know that I actually read one of them? It was this one. I read it when I was like 6 years old, and I can't remember anything but the fact that it has dinosaurs in them. I also remember rereading that book like at least 3 times, so it was probably pretty good. A dinosaur. You know what else we can do? Turn it into a second dino nuggie. Draw a Whooper. I think Whoopers are really fun to draw because they're just 2 little squishy blobs. So I went ahead and added the Paldean region of Whooper as well. This comment just reads, I love your art style so much, the little funky colorful lines and the colors, it's so cool, yeah, please don't die. This comment worries me. It's too late, Grim Reaper. I've already depicted you as a powerless doof. And me as... Next comment. Maybe you could draw 2 axolotl buddies eating watermelon. It's okay if you don't choose me. Well, you were chosen. Whoopers are actually based off of axolotls, so I can just give these 2 a slice. What about a little rat playing VR? Also, I love your videos and art style. Keep up the amazing content. Thank you! Thank you. I can't wait for this guy to be introduced to the wonderful world of Gorilla Tag. Alright, next comment. I am almost 100% late. No, you're not. But what about a small redwood tree? Redwood trees are some of the tallest trees in the world, and you're asking me to make them small. Well, you know what? I can do that. This guy commented regarding the last video. As someone from New Zealand, the kiwi made me happy. Yay! I didn't know the kiwis were national animals either. That also makes me incredibly happy. They're so cute. You should draw an orange cat doing orange activities. One of the most regular orange cat activities is pressing a doomsday button. My suggestion is Mesprit from Pokemon. I'm gonna put you right under the Whoopers. Hello. Hi. Can you draw a cute bear from space? There we go. I think this is good enough. A dragon eating a brick, please, with a little pensive emoji. Did you know that some bricks are made from lime? Think about that next time you drink lime water. You could be drinking brick water, and lime will still be inside that water. A bean that has genetically infused with a watermelon. These are very strange, specific coincidences. And also, I added 2 extra axolotls from the last comment. A potato with a mustache, top hat, and cane because he's a fine gentleman. Sounds like a reasonable request. I can do that. A cute emoji looking up with big eyes. This reminds me of those cursed emojis and funny reaction pictures that people would send. Here you go. A dog that is shaped like a hot dog. I'll redraw one of the hot dogs and Frisk's head to be a dog. Almost forgot about the tail. I can't believe that you added my national animal. Kiwi animal. Well, this just motivates me to add another one. Hello, hi, welcome to all the Zealanders watching. Yogurt with blueberries and strawberries and syrup. If I ever felt fancy in the mornings, I would either make scrambled eggs on avocado toast, or I would get some fresh fruit, slice and dice them all up into a nice bowl of yogurt. Actually, that sounds kind of good right now. I wonder if I can do that in the morning. All I need to do now is add the toppings, and voila. I don't actually like honey in my yogurt, but this looks really appetizing. Please draw a shocked Pikachu holding a 4-leaf clover. Without actively looking, throughout my entire life, I found a total of 4 4-leaf clovers, and I think that's a pretty good collection. Just to give you something to think about, you are more likely to find a 4-leaf clover than you are getting hit by a flying bird. Alright, next comment. Can you draw Wonder Gnat and all your friends hanging out, or can you draw a cat orb? I can do both. You get a class dojo point for each character you recognize from here. I decided to draw some of my friends that I've been hanging out with recently. I feel really lucky to call all of these people my friends because they're all really cool and Draw Meta Knight from Kirby right back at ya. I will draw him right next to the Kirby who has a giant bazooka. While we're on the topic, I feel like Prince Fluff from Kirby's Epic Yarn deserves more love. I think he is overlooked and underappreciated, but that's okay because I'll always be there to appreciate him. Narby! I love your vids. Thank you. Frog with mushroom hat. Frog with top hat. Meet Frog with mushroom hat.
Happy Green Bean!
Sorry, I had a little bee in my throat. Please draw Minbit with a face. I'm assuming they want something like this, but I'm actually gonna draw it sideways. Also, as a side tangent, I absolutely adore Minbit's art. Like, look at all of this with the cool explodey-wody stuff. Very epic. Draw a bat with a towel, PLS. I'm gonna proceed to play this one video of a bat inside a towel eating a banana. This guy says, I might get a Quaker parrot one day. I'm gonna help you with that decision and say as long as you're able to take care of it properly, with all of the research done, then go for it. You should absolutely consider getting one. Also, here's you hugging the Quaker parrot. Ham. Draw an egg. Very well, I will put this egg right alongside the other ones. You should draw Toothless and a fish. Here you go. I've actually watched like 20 minutes of How to Train Your Dragon, so I may need to catch up on that franchise sometime soon. By the way, I'm from New Zealand and kiwis are a national animal. Say less because here's another one. It's sleeping on the orb bed. Dio from JoJo's, please. I'm gonna draw Dio Brando from part 1, and he's gonna be holding a glass of wine because he's fancy and evil. In the corner he goes, far away from everyone else. And finally, for our final comment, I'm gonna draw Sona. I said this in my last video, but Sona's the person that came up with this idea from the start. And you know, I feel like that deserves a little place on the canvas. And then finally, finally, oh my god, I finished it. Yes! My wrist hurts so much! 200 comments. That's now 200 comments on a singular drawing. The amount of drawings there are on this canvas now has now been doubled. And seriously, I've had so much fun with this. It's given me a chance to draw a bunch of stuff that I don't usually. Hey, I've done this before. Now with that being said, and that out of the way, here's 300 comments on one drawing. Can you draw a bird eating bread with butter? I'm pretty sure birds actually can't have bread or butter, but who knows, maybe they're making the bread for someone else. Okay, this one's also bread related. Draw garlic bread. I make good old slices of garlic bread next to the birds. Also, I looked it up. Butter and bread are usually really harmful to birds, so maybe they are just being really generous and making bread for other creatures. In comparison, the bread here next to the garlic bread actually looks really stale and sad, so we're gonna change that. This comment says, can you draw a worm playing cards with a ladybug? Also, I love you content. Thank you. I believe that the existence of bread has attracted a group of insects. And also, I'm making the worm purple, cause why not? Shout out to cafe owners that put board games in their stores that customers can play with. At least in this round, the ladybug is still winning. Draw me holding a very small kitty. Looking at their profile picture, this guy is kinda like an orange slime dude. You look like SCP-999's descendant. I'm gonna draw you holding Billy the kitten from this one cat collector game. I got a fair amount of cat requests in the comment section, so let's give this guy even more cats. Now following along with these people, I drew a blob cat. Solar's art made me draw a cat eating french fries. And Kara Gordon C4V asks me to draw a cat with a C-shaped cookie, which is specific. But anyways, here they all are. I hope you enjoy your cats. Draw us the fans giving you a hug, because you deserve it. Aww. I don't draw characters interacting all that much, so I don't really know how to draw a hug. I'm just gonna base it off of the sticker that I made. I'm actually quite a fan of how this one turned out. And now moving on. Draw a doggo. I feel like there hasn't been much doggo appreciation in this series. You know what? Now that you mention it, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the only dogs that I've properly drawn on this canvas is Bluey and Bingo and maybe the Undertale hot dog. I'm not too sure on what other dogs to draw, so I'm gonna draw Bond from Spy X Family. The top of his hat kind of looks like a fish, so I'm gonna turn it into a fish, because why not? And now you got yourself a bunch of dogs for dog appreciation. I'm from New Zealand, and my country getting mentioned in your video just makes me so happy. I think you should draw a chocolate-covered strawberry. They actually told me to draw a chocolate-covered strawberry orb, but I didn't see that orb part, so you're gonna have to settle with just a regular chocolate-covered strawberry. I did actually really like how it turned out, so I drew a second smaller one. No wait! You should draw a gumball machine with many little orbs inside. That would be cool. But here's a bunch of little colorful orbs inside. Me eating a giant broccoli in Hellfire. I feel like most of the time when people say they don't like it, it's probably because they had it prepared the wrong way. Now that you've drawn Kagami Len, it's sprint time. Rewinding back to what I said in the second video, there are now 3 Vocaloid characters on this drawing. That's not actually true. This one's not a Vocaloid. So now we do actually officially have 3 Vocaloids on this drawing. Looking back to this, I think this one's definitely one of my favorites. Each Vocaloid also has a food item that represents them, and Rin's is the tangerine. I've heard from some places that Rin's item is also a road roller. I don't really know about that one, but I still drew it. Moving on. I would really appreciate it if you could draw someone rubbing the whale shark on his belly. Enter parentheses, I love whale sharks, close parentheses. I drew a quick little hand, and as requested, I gave the whale shark some belly rubs. And also some head pats as a little bonus. The next commenter says, I really like your art style with neon colors. You could draw some candy. It would look good in neon colors. I actually have a really nice spot by the gumball machine to draw some candy. I used to really like gummy candies because they always make them look so pretty. I know that the peelable fruit gummies have been becoming more popular recently. I used to not care about what kinds of sugar I was putting in my mouth, but nowadays I feel like texture is a lot more important to me. I like all of the chewy fruit gummies, so like Mike and Ike's, Skittles, that kind of stuff. I think the only downside is that they just look kind of boring. I'm gonna draw a candy with a wrapper on as well. I think the best candy that I've had are these floral flavored Skittles. And if anyone's had this before, you know that you can't find them anywhere. I'm also gonna draw some star gummies. Okay, here's the candy. Enjoy the candy. All the drawings look great. Thank you. If you can you draw Kirby eating the pretty sky? I have a perfectly nice sky here, and now I'm gonna ruin it. He's just literally inhaling the atmosphere. I'm really hoping the air isn't contaminated. Okie doke, the next comment asks for a shrimp playing a kazoo. I drew a shrimp beforehand, but this one looks kind of sad and I don't really want to use this one, so I'm gonna draw a completely different one. I'm gonna call it and say that this is Henry's son, and they're far away from each other on the canvas because he doesn't support his music career. I bet you've never heard of this one before. Draw the cutest bumblebee falling in love with a bag of Doritos. This is a really specific request, but it's nothing that we can't do. Dorito bags or chip bags in general are usually really crumbly. I don't know how to describe it. So I think finding places to shade is gonna be the hardest part. You can't also forget about the shiny reflections. Oh god, how did the Doritos logo look like again? I'm pretty sure this is close enough and then you just add the little name on it. You know what? I think I nailed it. And now let's move on to the love interest and probably the easier part of this request. And I'm gonna give it the trope of flower petals falling in the background because of course I will. Draw the yippee guy, please! I'm pretty sure I've drawn one already right down here, but making another one isn't gonna end the world. Hey, how about a lollipop orb? I'll give the lollipop to the creature for something to hold on to. This looks really bland, so I'm gonna add in some sprinkles. This kinda looks more like a cake pop now, but oh well. They are two things made of sugar on a stick. Close enough. Underscore Kitty Bee commented, a burger eating orb. This got me thinking for a bit because it can be interpreted in two ways. You can either have a burger who is trying to eat me, or me eating a burger. Hi orb. Hi. You should draw any Amori character. They would look so cute in your style. I don't know which one I specifically want to draw, so I'm gonna use the power of this U quiz to decide for me. Mari! Here she is. Draw anything to do with purple. Or blue. Blue is cool too. I'm just gonna leave a patch of purple and blue here. This was impressive! Good job! Could you perchance draw a Sally face? After twinking around and painting for a little bit, I ended up with something like this. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I say you should draw Marceline. Dude, Marceline has like a gazillion different outfits in the series. I'm not gonna be able to pick just one. Well, I am, but still, it took a lot of deciding. Gonna give her the long strands of hair. For the back of her hair, I don't really want to shade with any darker color, so we're gonna go with a actually lighter blue. Realistically, I don't think it makes sense, but visually, this thing contrasts and looks cool. Here you go. A Unicornosaurus Rex. That is a beautiful profile picture. I'm just gonna give the Dino Nuggie some horns. In the last video, I mentioned that Prince Fluff from Kirby's Epic Yarn should get more love. And Lino Dolphin 7948 agrees with me. Prince Fluff should get more love. Draw him. How am I gonna be able to draw like the yarn texture from the game? I think if we do a bunch of these little lines, it'll make it look more like yarn? I don't know. And then if I add shadow behind here? Ooh, okay. And because I felt like it, I doodled him a couple more times until I felt like there were enough Prince Fluffs on this canvas. By the way, if you happen to have a Wii, please check out this game, it's so good. Draw the sun in the corner. Ooh. By the way, what's the way that you guys draw your suns? I start with a ball and then I do these little squiggly things, but to keep it simple, I'm gonna do these lines. Draw yourself escaping from an explosion. I've done this before, sort of, but nevertheless, I will comply. I think I'm late, no you're not, but draw a slug cat! That's a lot of exclamation points. You are very enthusiastic about this. Here's your slug cat. I put him next to the pile of cats for obvious reasons. Just found your channel, love your art, thank you! My suggestion is a balloon dog. I'm gonna draw him on Sally Face's head because I can. Also, balloons are for some reason extremely complex to shade. Like, look at this. How am I supposed to do this? I made something that looks pretty okay. I hope maybe that later down the line I'll get better at it. Draw me! If you want. After for some reason struggling to draw a circle various times, I finally managed to get one. So I see this character as a cool mecha robot guy. I think the antenna with a little ball at the end is really cute. I mean, the character's cute in general. Anyways, I decided to play more into the mechanical bit and just give him a bunch of screws and bolts everywhere. They don't really make sense, and maybe one day I'll look back with an engineering degree and just see a whole bunch of nonsense. A shocked muffin getting eaten. I mean, yeah, sure, I don't really have much to say about this one. Hi, do a squeezed orb trying to help Gatsby. I can't do it. Planeth says, if you do a 300 one, then add bread to it. Sure thing, I'm gonna go back there to the bread corner and then add a bagel. Can you draw a white and gray cat eating a strawberry? I can. I've added a muncher onto the smaller strawberry. Late, I think. No, you're not. But draw a whale shark drinking orange juice. Let's give you one of those crazy straws. I drank out of these, I think, a few years ago, and it was magical. I am certain I'm late. Stop! No, you're not. All of you are not. Draw a small boy with wings triple his size. I have drawn the smallest boy imaginable, and now we're gonna give him huge wings. I think this is a little bit more than triple his size. I overstepped a little bit. It's fine. Might as well give them a background so I have an excuse to draw big fluffy clouds. This next person asks for, I think, a tiny dot. I mean, so long as you're happy with the request, then I'll do it. There you go. Draw green tea? Commented by Green Tea HW7LK. One of my friends collects these cans, and honestly, I can't blame them. These are really pretty. I wish more companies did this instead of slapping their brand name with a label onto it. Here you go. Also, I drew myself next to the green tea because, well, I don't know, I love it. Avocado with an evil grin. I'll replace the expression of the avocado we already have. Can I appear? Yeah, you can actually. I'm just never gonna tell you. The next comment says in all caps, Chris, Deltarune. I already really love Deltarune. I'm just gonna spend a stupid amount of time on this one drawing. I spent way too much time shading this, and now I'm about to invest more time into it by giving it a beautiful, beautiful background. To be fair, the background didn't take nearly as long, but even with a little time spent on it, I feel like it was able to capture a lot more personality. I've been also enjoying doing these hatching lines. I don't know what it is about them. They're just satisfying to do. Alright, let's move on. I just really like Deltarune. The next person commented, blueberry pancakes, less than 3. How could you tell me to draw less than 3 pancakes? I could never do that. I'm not only gonna make 4 pancakes, I'm gonna make 5. Yeah. Bet you didn't see that one coming. I was too caught up in that joke that I forgot to draw the blueberries. Here they are. I drew it into blueberry jam because I prefer it that way. You should draw a bush. That's it. Just a bush. A bush kind of looks like the head of a broccoli, hence why I'm drawing it here. Now let's not beat around this one and jump to the next comment. Alright, pushing that one aside, you should draw a banana bunny. I'm not a genius or super intellect when it comes to character design, but I think making the peels, the bunny ears, was a good decision. By the way, if I was ever in a hot, drenching summer, and I enter an ice cream store and they're selling a milkshake called a banana bunny, I would buy that immediately. Like, just literally no questions asked. Thank you very much for listening to my pitch. I expect a 25% cut off of all sales. An isopod, whose description very well matches your username. Back where I live, they would call these isopods watermelon bugs because they roll up into little watermelons as a little defense mechanism. I believe in other places they are called pill bugs, but I don't know, it's just such an underwhelming name. Anyways, here I bring you your watermelon roly-poly pill bugs. Draw yourself drinking cocoa and a blanket on you. Both art and real you. So, both art and real you. It's 9:54 right now. Cocoa powder. Just put it in there. Hey, let me give it a try. Ah. Oh my god, that is heavy. Okay. Alright, now all I gotta do is draw this thing. I'm gonna make hot chocolate more often, this was very good. Draw a rat with pants. Pant rats make me happy. I first want to plop a pair of trousers onto this guy. And then I made these two couple of guys, and they got pants. They got more flashy, creative pants, and they make me happy. Please draw an orange comforting Kirby, but then Kirby eating the orange. Firstly, I'm gonna go find a therapy room, drag this guy onto a canvas, put the orange in their respective chair. Unfortunately, Kirby just considers food his own type of therapy. I also replaced the cherry that Kirby had earlier with an orange because, yeah. I think you should draw yourself, but your head is a fortune-telling ball thing. I don't know, make it cool. Very well, in order to make this thing 20% cooler, I'm gonna give it those crystal ball stand things for the thing to stand on. Very specific. It's this part. I'm pointing at it right now. Make a cute, fluffy round cat eating a perfectly burned toast. Sure is convenient that we already have perfectly burnt toast right here. Me personally, I wouldn't eat this, so good thing someone else is eating it. You should draw a little robot guy interacting with a little scrunkly alien. I already have a scrunkly alien eating a piece of drywall. Now he's got a robot friend, so he'll never be alone. Draw a whale shark in space. Also, I'm from New Zealand and kiwis make me happy. You're gonna see more of those kiwis, by the way, don't worry. Anyways, I drew a pink whale shark up here in Chris's atmosphere. Axolotl kiwi. The fruit is so refreshing and sweet right now, I kinda wanna eat one directly after this. I don't really know what to say about this drawing, so I probably could have done a better job at designing it, but it is what it is. We're gonna take you and put you next to the other kiwis. If this gets read, draw a tiny cute knight hitting a little jig. Love your content. Thank you. I'm just gonna point this out, it must be mad uncomfortable to dance with all of that heavy metal on. Regardless, this little guy pulls through. Good job. Draw a me? Oh, that'd be a cool little soul guy with a floating fire head. Your character looks like they would belong right in Deltarune, hence why I drew them next to Chris. No, seriously, I could see this as an NPC that ends up cultivating a bunch of fan art. Your character is straight fire. The next comment says, can you draw a Skittle, please? I drew the mango-flavored Skittle from the Tropical Pack, which also happens to be my favorite. If I could, I would give it to the soul guy that we drew previously. Draw you eating your favorite ice cream. I don't really have a favorite because I don't eat ice cream very much, but I'm a pretty big enjoyer of pistachio ice cream. And also chai ice cream. That's a flavor apparently, and it's really good. No kidding, when I got a small bowl of chai ice cream and I ate it, for the rest of that day, that flavor lingered in my mouth. Unless you don't like strong scents, I would recommend this ice cream. 10 out of 10. Can you please draw a cat in a ghost costume? 1 face. 4 faces. 16 faces. 256 faces. 1,204 faces. Draw SCP-99. I love him and he's adorable. I agree. To those unaware of this little guy, they're a gelatinous slime thing that lets you be happy and wants you to be happy. People expect all SCP stuff to be all scary and gruesome, and then you have these little guys. Hey Orb, please draw the Castle Crasher Knights. I'm gonna draw the Blue Knight. I'm actually getting back into this game recently, and this was the character that I selected. Around this time, I decided to post a little sneak peek over on my Blue Sky, and this little comment caught my attention. Do you take any suggestions from Blue Sky? If yes, draw a bottle of spicy ketchup, please. I mean, I guess I do now. Could you draw a mini cube? There's an airplane going over my house right now. Sure. I gave you 2 of them. They look like tiny little sugar cubes. Alright, let's take a couple more comments from Blue Sky. Am I on there? Your profile picture is gonna be the brand of this toaster. Wuh. I didn't really know what this guy meant by wuh, but I think this is close enough. It's them. I drew them. Okay, no more Blue Sky comments. Moving on. Please do Rad Slime from Slime Rancher. Rad Slime's the radioactive one, right? Anyways, here you go. Ketchup, I'm gonna assume this is ketchup, flavored bubblegum. Ketchup is a condiment. You're supposed to have it on the side for a reason. You don't want to eat ketchup on its own. Draw you drawing. Here's me drawing me drawing. Draw the national animal of Australia. The national animal of Australia is a kangaroo. Here they are. Draw a slug cat! Again. I've done this one right above, but there's no shame in adding another one. Also, they're just fun to draw. Slug cats are, like, this shape. And that's satisfying for my hand, I don't know. I said there would be no more Blue Skies, but Soul Knight just commented, just noticed the lack of Hollow Knight in this image, and they are absolutely right. So in order to fix the lack of Hollow Knight in this drawing, I drew the one and only Hollow Knight themselves looking down pensively at this body of water. That actually ties in perfectly with the next comment because don't you dare think we're finished. Where this person commented for, Hornet from Hollow Knight that's fishing. I thought it'd be cooler to turn Hornet's weapon into a fishing rod. Welcome to drawing, we've peaked at creativity. Draw a small dragon please. I love your art style by the way, thank you. Heart emoji to you too. You specified that it was a small dragon but you didn't say how long I could make it. So I straight up made them a noodle. Honestly, this one was a pretty solid drawing as well. And the next comment reads, I would also like to see a chicken. For this one, I'm gonna make a Minecraft chicken. I used to think these guys were ducks, and apparently a lot of other people did too. Hi Orb. Hi. Mind to draw an IKEA alien plushie? I do mind, actually. I mind that very much. I joke. You should draw Nico from One Shot again, but as a round kitty. I believe this might have been the consequence of eating too many beans. Draw a turtle eating a carrot. Wait a minute, oh my god. Finally! We can have him crunch on something again. Carrots are actually a lot better than lettuce for turtles because they got a lot more vitamin A in them. Enjoy, good watermelon turtle, sir. Mashmallow456 with a very fitting profile picture says, draw a lemonade axolotl. God, this makes me thirsty. I want lemonade now. If you're a fan of sparkling water or just feeling fancy, then make your lemonade with sparkling water. You'll walk out of it feeling like a fancy, distinguished being. Can you draw N from Murder Drones? Made like your art style. Keep going, silly boy. Can you draw N from Murder Drones? I didn't realize how many people would like Murder Drones that watch my videos, so Hello. Hello, Murder Drones fans. This is my gift to all of you. I'm gonna now put all of you in a box right there. Just stay there. Here he is. Here's the un. PPPLS draw IKEA alien plush. You guys could be friends. And you guys could also be friends. It is 5 a.m. Please draw an EP moth. Alright, put him right here. Why are you up at 5 a.m. by the way? Go sleep. You got things to do tomorrow. Please draw Josuke Higashikata. Oh, this is a wonderful request, say less. For those unaware, Josuke is a popular character from the Pokemon franchise, and in the end, he ends up killing Bakugo from Dragon Ball Z. Hope that makes sense, we're not going back to that, we're moving on. If you see my comment, can you please draw a little cardboard guy? I don't really know any cardboard guys, so I can just draw a really scuffed, cut-out cardboard version of Orb. E. Draw a cloud with an XD face on it. Also, this little dude says hi. Ah. That's a very cute dude. Hello. Draw an ear with an ice cream cone on a head. You know, if you want to. Of course I want to. You don't even need to say that. Can you draw me with a smoothie? I don't really know how you look like, but basing off of your profile picture, I can only assume that you're a very epic skeleton. And here you go, a well-deserved mango smoothie. Draw an Alan Becker character. I didn't know which one to draw, so you know what that means again. It's asking me to pick a starter Pokemon. I ended up getting green. You should draw a capybara with a little orange on his head. Please. Since you asked ever so politely. By the way, you get extra points if you know what I'm drawing next to the capybara. Next. Is there a possibility to draw 3 tulips with the colors of the Netherlands? Both the IKEA alien plushies and these tulips originate in Europe, therefore I'm gonna draw them next to each other. It's like they got a little garden. Can you draw Ducky with knife? And also, what art program do I recommend? What art program do I recommend? So, I'm using Clip Studio Paint currently, but if you're just starting out, learning the essentials on magma.com can be really useful. Once you have a better idea of what you're doing, then I suggest you move on to programs like Ibis Paint or Krita, which are both free. Yeah, just whatever works for you. Can you draw Orb with a little pink bow? Ah, I can. Dio, but his stand is an orb. I can see your point, but don't you think giving him a stand would be a little Ah, okay. This person commented this. I didn't know that YouTube had this emoji. Why does this exist? I am so overjoyed. Make a rat with a face eating yogurt. Here you go. Except I think that's boring, therefore I'm gonna start from scratch and make a completely new one. I think this one represented the comment way better. I forgot to add the face, so you're gonna have to see me do it post-editing. Can you please draw a Miata, which is a type of car? And also, thank you so much for that amount of kind words. That's a lot of words. Thank you. Miatas are my favorite car. If I had to get one in the future, it'd probably be a Miata. Just look at this face. How are you gonna say no to this? Can you please redraw my fan art review in my community tab? Okay, what is here? Whoa. Dude, I'm assuming that the watermelon in the background's a planet, and my little orb guy's wearing half a watermelon, so what does that imply? I want to take this moment and just thank a lot of the fan artists, because stuff like this is awesome. Whether you're making this for me, or another creator, or another friend, just know that oh my gosh, all of you are very skilled at what you do, very kind, and you most likely made a lot of people's days with it. So just thank you, you're awesome. Here I redrew myself holding the watermelon orb. And last but not least, I put them literally everywhere. I put the cats on objects, I turned the objects into cats, and it ended just how I expected it to be. A chaotic, wonderful, beautiful mess. And finally, at 16 hours in. Oh, we're at 100. Oh my god. I thought doubling the amount of 100 comments was cool. Now think of tripling that. This challenge is great. I feel like I've been able to draw a lot of stuff that I don't usually. I feel like this can be a really effective way to get better at drawing more variety stuff if you're looking to do that. And I think, what if we add another 100? I've already drawn 300 comments, making another 100 is just a mere dent. I hope you enjoy this just as much as I do. This is 400 comments on one drawing. First comment of the day award goes to this guy. Cat burger. A burger with little cat ears and a little cat face. Also love your style. Okay, here we go again. They were actually selling these cat burgers at a fair that I went to once, but the taste was surprisingly underwhelming. The one I drew looks substantially better. This comment simply asks me to draw a leaf. I believe that's simple enough for me to fulfill. And then someone commented this, which has a lot of nice things to say, but allow me to simplify the prompt since it's quite long. Moose. Huge. Canada flag. I've come to realize that, especially in children's books, the way people draw mooses, they grab a horse and then they slap a pair of antlers on them. By the way, meese aren't related to horses whatsoever, they're actually closer to deer. To cover up the fact that I'm bad at drawing the body of an animal, I made the flag hanging by the antlers, just like a laundry rack. Can you draw a butterfly with an axe, please? Ah, open parentheses. It would be the most silliest thing to ever exist. Close parentheses. I feel like blue butterflies are way rarer than what the media puts them out to be like. If you look up a butterfly on the internet and then go to images, a good chunk of them will just be blue. If I had a nickel for every time I saw a blue butterfly in the wild, my wallet would be empty. Now, do I really think, truthfully, that this is the apparently silliest thing to have ever existed? I've come late to the series, but already love it. Thank you. Could you draw a super friendly mimic? Huh. I'm just gonna draw the mimic pet that you can obtain from Terraria. It's got little tiny teats. It can never hurt you. I also drew Chester. Technically they're not a mimic, but frankly I felt like it. Can you draw a little guy eating an orb ice cream cone, please? How would this even be made or taste like? Nobody was harmed during the making of this. This guy goes. Draw me holding up the blueberry pancakes. There's my artist interpretation straight from the noggin, and it's very wrinkly. Okay, next comment. Your art is so yum. Can you draw a little cloud guy? And then a fire sound effect. Clouditto's a cloud guy. I'm just gonna draw Clouditto. I ended up going back and adding some more accessories that I forgot about, and now we actually got a Clouditto. By the way, if you like this series, they literally have a video up on their channel where they animate 100 comments. That was a cool watch. Anyways, can you draw goldfish with arms on land? You take a walking fish and the angler, and then you put them together and you get a goldfish angler. This is a real thing that exists, and now it's on my canvas with a really swole arm. I love your videos. Could you draw a crown on one of your characters? Why thank you, but why stop at one? I gave both of them a crown. See? Even my neighbor's dogs agree. Hi, Orb! Hi. I don't know if I'm late, you're not. But can you draw me with a brown whale shark? You can make this guy really happy if you do. That's a fallacy. And then I fell for that same fallacy because I couldn't stand to be in a world where this guy wasn't happy. User comments. Draw a sea bunny but as a loaf of bread. Please! These guys are so cute. Their diet consists of sponges. The first time I tried drawing this, I filled the thing with a lasso tool and it turned out less than optimal. That didn't happen, and we're moving on. Unlike the real thing, this one's safe to touch. Oh, by the way, side tangent. Why does everything in nature that is so grabbable, petable, in some way a massive threat to our bodies? You see these things? Well, both of them are harmful and dangerous, so sucks to suck. Draw a cake of any flavor to celebrate the 300k. I personally really love red velvet cake. Also, thank you so much for 300k. That's incredible. Oh. And that's less incredible. Quite bad, if I would say myself. Yeah, I lost the recording to 6 whole drawings, and I wasn't about to make 6 more. This video is 400 drawings after all, not 406 drawings. So, with the power of a little editing, here I present the next 6 comments. I'm probably late, but can you please draw orb with many cats? A silly, soft, puffy dragon that's very colorful, topped with a guy sleeping on it. A group of turtles summoning a demon. Smug emoji eating ramen noodles. I don't like the way it's looking at me. Draw orb in a graduation hat. And lastly, a cool liquid dog. And look at that. Easy peasy, salvaged all of it. Draw us enjoying a cup of tea together. Bone apple tea. Do you think tea can be considered a soup? Can you draw Jotaro for JoJo's Wacky Adventure? Oh, yeah, I'll draw Jotaro from John's strange journey. In the OVA, he had a red tank top instead of a gray one, and I don't know why they made that change. The red one looks so much better on him in my opinion. I'm gonna leave this open to debate, but I don't think I'm changing my answer anytime soon. The next comment reads, draw a cow with a top hat that is holding a rose, and wearing a suit, because he's a fancy gentleman. 102 other people wanted this. This very, very specific request. Is this a very vague reference to something? Or does everyone just want to see a really fancy cow? Congrats, Orb! Thank you. Can you draw a parakeet flying above my head? I love parakeets. I have 6 of them. That is a lot of responsibility. I owe it to you. Oh, I drew this bird way too big. I drew 5 other stars around you to represent the other parakeets. You should draw a cute turtle cooking. Your art is amazing. Thank you. Prepping something up from the underworld. I recall earlier that I saw another turtle-themed comment. I'm gonna try and find that right after this. Okay, look, this is what I was talking about. I've been asked to put a wizard turtle on the next one, and I know exactly where to put him. For one of the turtles on this piece, I gave their shell a little watermelon pattern, as a way to commemorate the first ever little guy to ever exist on this canvas. Thank you, Turtle with Gun 07, for starting all of this. Anyways, I put a hat on this guy and gave him a beard. Could you draw a duck with lemonade? My brain read this instead of duck with lemonade, as duck in lemonade. Even after I double-checked. Did it say duck with lemonade? You know, even if this wasn't a one-on-one replica, I still think it turned out pretty good. It's really creative and cute, and also weird foreshadowing. Could you draw a chicken with glasses on? Oh wait, this is by the same guy who asked for a leaf. Okay then. Probably late, but could you draw a Glaceon? I feel like if Jotaro was a Pokemon trainer, he would have Glaceon on his team. So we're just gonna put you guys there next to each other. For some reason, this Glaceon looked off to me and I couldn't put my finger on why. Or it was that until I realized, oh, I drew the crest on their head wrong. They're supposed to connect. Thank goodness I noticed it last minute and I went back in there to draw over it. Also tweaked with the eyes a little bit, made them just a little bit darker. Jevil, because you can draw anything. I've already drawn Jevil before, but okay, I'll just add another one. I may not be the only one that thinks this, but I feel like after chapter 2, no one really paid attention to him anymore, well, because of this little guy. This comment thinks that the candy I drew at 3:26 in the last video looks like a Pokeball, and this, my friend, is a donut gummy. However, you do have a point, so we're gonna turn it into a Pokeball. Now it looks like you just painted over one with nail polish. Draw a realistic sphere. Love your content so much, please don't ever stop. Oh. Here, you like realistic spheres? I got quite a couple of them, actually. For the record, I stole this layout out of Pinterest. The only thing that's mine is the fact that I drew it. I'll make a quick one on this canvas. Hello, Orb. Can you draw a little cheese boy with a cheese lollipop? Hello. Yes, I can. So, this is technically cannibalism. You know what they say, you are what you eat, or whatever that means anymore. You know what, just have a cheese guy, don't worry, be happy. I think you should add Nomu from Good Kid. I'm actually a very, very big Good Kid fan, so I will gladly add this, thank you. Can you draw a Minecraft grass block? Glass? God, I don't even know if people remember this. I used to make those paper cutout tutorials of like those Minecraft blocks. And at that time, I didn't have a printer, so I measured and drew everything out manually. Those were some very good times. You should draw Bill Cipher in the Doritos. Entre parentheses, love the art! I'm assuming you're talking about this bag that we drew last time? Yep, nothing to see here. Just a normal bag of dittos. Something axolotl. Broccoli tastes very good in my opinion. This wasn't even a prompt, they just commented that, but they are absolutely right. So I made this button to press every time someone says the right thing. Boop. Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle. Oh, I love this guy. I actually have a sticker of them in one of my sketchbooks. In one of them, because I don't know which one. If that's something that people are, like, interested in, then I could do a sketchbook tour. Bread. Bread. Bread chain, except no one else replied. I'm gonna compensate the lack of a bread chain in my comment section by drawing it. Or, well, I'm gonna draw 2 breads because there are 2 comments. Also, to make it fun because the bread was directly above Calcifer, I decided to make the parts that were closest to the flame burnt, because, well, that's just kinda how it works. And for my second piece of bread, I went for a picnic blanket and just put it on top of the other ones. And obviously, the bread chain wouldn't be a bread chain without the chain. Careful not to hurt your teeth on that. Emuodori in level 18 of the backrooms. Look at you, making me do research on things. I am pleasantly surprised. I'm just gonna summarize everything because if you're interested in knowing more, you can just look it up. It's just a nice, safe, liminal space that's supposed to resemble a part of your childhood. Very cool. I don't know why she would be there, but still. Cat the Shredder just commented, Dedo is a Vocaloid. Which, no, that's not true. So cool, I'll just draw her with an existential crisis. Draw an object show character that isn't Tag. Well, there's actually no character called Tag. There is, however, a character named Price Tag, and I drew Price Tag. So, real quick, I want to say that I messed up. In my last video, I was requested to draw Hollow Knight, and I didn't draw the right one. This is the Knight. This is Hollow Knight. Very, very different guys, and I am here to correct my error. I drew them hanging out, as requested. I'm also gonna add Elderbug, as requested from here. Draw 2 neutron stars colliding. Draw a neutron star. Ooh, okay. I went on Google to look up a reference of this and got mesmerized. And also this one kind of looks like the brain communication meme. We have 2 knights hanging out behind the night sky. Oh yeah, this one's definitely one of my favorites. A nacho taking a bath in melted cheese. I feel like melted cheese would be way too thick to swim in, so, like, if this thing gets any lower, this guy is gone. He's drowned. Draw something of BFDI. Now, technically they're not from BFDI. They're made from the same creator, though. Okay, let's do something fun and mix the next 2 comments together. Hi, Orb. I want you to take my comment, draw a potion. Okay, we can do a potion. And then the next guy says, draw a stick. Just a stick? Okay. I don't know for what reason a stick would be needed. Maybe we ran out of corks. Perchance a stick grew out of it. The world may never know. Could you draw me, please? Oh, hello, Sans Undertale. The person from like 2 comments away asks, I wonder if she will draw Sans. Or he, I don't know. I thought this was a really funny coincidence, so I drew him. Draw a frog in a top hat eating a baguette. I'm gonna walk out of this challenge being so incredibly, unfathomably good at drawing bread. He's just a little guy. Alright, here's the finished baguette. I almost forgot about the top hat. Yogurt Cat simply asks, draw a chill guy. That can be a lot of people. I don't really know how to narrow that down. I feel like this guy satisfies all the qualities though. PLS, you in a box? By the way, love your art. Thank you. Hey, this is the box that all the orb plushies come in. I'm not too set on what to say for this one because, well, the comment's pretty simple. It's an orb in a box. Ooh. Love your art style. Can you make cheese? I'm gonna give this cat burger some extra cheese. Okay, recently we've been drawing a lot of bread, and I think we're starting to forget that other foods exist too. Other foods, such as this ultra-processed, microplastic having cheese. Hi Orb, can you draw you as a banana? That's quite the enthusiasm there, buddy. What are you doing? Get those hands off my bananas! Alternate timeline where Orb quits art and becomes a mascot for banana farms. A can of cherry Dr. Pepper. I've actually never had a can of Dr. Pepper before. There's like a bunch of different designs for them as well. I took inspiration from this one. You can very much see the resemblance. Nothing. Draw nothing. Okay, if you insist. Ooh, okay, here's a fun one. You should add a giant cat that hugs the next 10 comments. This means that for whatever prompt I'm gonna get for the next 10 comments, I'm gonna have to somehow involve that with this cat. I really like this idea. Let's see how it goes. Might be late. No, you're not. But can you draw a lemon shark listening to music? Preferably with headphones. I mean, yeah, preferably with headphones. That's how you listen to music. The cat looks kinda awkward right now, but remember that there's 10 whole things that we gotta add in still. I was wondering if you can draw Anya for mouthwashing. I can indeed draw Anya for mouthwashing, and I'll do it again. Also, she needs a hug, honestly. Hi Orb. Hi. Could you draw Galaxy Axolotl? I was getting kind of nervous that this wasn't going to turn out that good, but after I started adding more color to it, it started looking more okayish. And then it started looking more okayish, and then I started liking it. The galaxy is like spewing out of him, and I think that's pretty cool. Late? Maybe. No, you're not. I would like you to draw a cat using a bazooka on the Kirby. The nearest Kirby is like 5 gazillion pixels away, but worry not, I will make it happen. So the bazooka's gonna go out, travel perfectly around, and it's gonna hit this Kirby that's eating an orange. Draw a small chubby bird wearing a flower petal hat. Pigeons! Pigeons are cute, small, and chubby. I have a very distant memory of me feeding a flock of these when I was little, and then I immediately got sick the next day. I wonder how a very buff Minecraft Steve would look like drawn by you. If a very buff Minecraft Steve was drawn by me, it would look like this. Can you draw an Amazing World of Gumball character? Sorry if I'm very late. I'm gonna draw Carrie. Also, you don't need to apologize if you're late. It's okay. It's okay. You should draw Pimling from Smiling Friends with a hat of your choice. We're popping a frog beanie on this guy, and if you know, you know. Please draw a possum eating cheese with a face. I love your drawings, nom nom nom. I think I drew the wrong type of possum, but let's pretend that I didn't. Can you make N hold a duck with a face, please? Yeah, I can. And I will. This is the last of our 10 comments, and this is how the actual drawing turned out. I think it's pretty cool. PLS do a capybara swimming. So as usual, I add a body of water to the chunk of blue, and I add a little capybara there, half submerged. I also put an orange on their head as a reference to the other capybara that we have, which, by the way, hello to everyone who correctly told me what this thing was. You are very cool. My cool friend let me drink out of one of these once, and it burnt my tongue. Can you draw a sad star holding an orb? Well, these neutron stars count, right? I don't really know what I want to say for this one, so I'll just not say anything. Wait, this one's fun. That one person in the corner. Can you PLS draw the little creature in my profile pic? This little creature is adorable. They're like a little chunk of house dust that's built up under the couch. Where did you even find this image? It's so, like, grabbable. Draw a man sleeping on the moon. I unintentionally drew a strange descendant from the creature that we drew previously, so that's pretty cool. They're probably getting the best sleep of their life up there. The Butter Bro commented, "Could you do Butter Dog? Here is a Butter Dog for the Butter Bro." Very nice name with a very nice request. Can you please draw a bread cat? Okay, is it just me, or has there been more bread comments than usual? I don't get- are you guys hungry for bread? Where were all of you when the bread chain needed you? Actually, you know what? If this video gets like, I don't know, 50,000 likes, I'll just make bread. Yeah, I'll just make actual bread for you guys. Up next, we got serious tomato sauce. Can you draw a stick bug? Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if I said no to this? Yeah, of course I can! Of course I can draw a stick bug. I was drawing pretty much alone up until now, so I got my friend B-Man here as well. And you get to see his reaction to the drawing.
Hey, it's a little stick bug.
Hey! Yo! Hey.
Yo!
I would love to see you draw a strong man with a mustache. Steve's pretty strong, I'll give him a mustache. Can you draw this guy? I began drawing the snowman to the sides of his comment before I realized that, Steve Builder, you know, Minecraft Steve, the one who commented this, probably was just referring to himself. However, it is too late now, and you get to enjoy a snowman instead. Could you draw Junimo from Stardew Valley? Look at these guys, look at these little guys. I drew a little family of them. A fluffy toaster that is being abducted by aliens. Very specific. Maybe this works? I don't know, you tell me. I'd love to see a little sunflower with glasses. If this was gonna be a cool sunflower, I decided to draw him next to the smirking emoji because, I don't know, I thought they would get along. Can you draw Till from Alien Stage, please? Ah, yes, of course. I also like suffering with angst. I think I've mentioned this before, but it feels like whenever I draw fan art for something, it just looks off compared to the original character, like what I'm drawing is a completely different character. But in the case of this one, I actually really like the result of it. Here is the boy. Here is my second favorite character from Alien Stage. Next guy goes, you should make noob or bacon from Roblox. Love your art. Honestly, this is one of the jolliest things I've drawn. It's just a little guy building a snowman. I think I'm late, but whatever, I still have hope. Draw a blobcat drinking hot chocolate. Look at this little guy who's just enjoying life with hot chocolate. Except I didn't think that was enough and replaced his cup with a massive bucket. Only now he is truly living the life. Can you make a dragon with a croissant hat? Yet even more bread! I already have a dragon, so let's just give him a croissant. Again, where have these bread comments been? Up next we have this. That's all I want to do. What? What do you mean that's all you want to do? That can't be all. You should make a cool water slide with orbs. Also, your art style is incredible. So this looks nice and good early on, but this drawing took a huge turn when I decided to add fire to the end of it. Actually, this is what would have happened to the orb plushies if they didn't get sold. So thank you everyone for not letting this happen. I was requested to both draw an umbrella octopus and also a flapjack octopus eating flapjacks, and visually I feel like they look kind of the same, so we're gonna just mix them in one. Just to make it fair, I added in 2 of them. Also, mid-drawing, I decided to draw this thing. I don't know for what purpose it has, but we'll probably find a use for them.
Yeah, you know, just keep that.
I don't know what this is not a part of a comment, I'm just keeping this.
You drew it so, like, rotund and so, like, silly. It's so silly.
Next comment suggests, I don't know if you see this, but if you do, could you please draw the duck and the guy from the duck song? Wow, that's some real national treasure you are planting. Hello, future me. I went back and revisited this monument of a video, and they have released the 5th song as a conclusion to the series 3 months ago. And spoiler alert for the duck song lord, the lemonade guy, he's seeing someone now. If it weren't for this comment, I wouldn't have gone back and revisited this, so thank you. You should have some Greminade. It's made from grapes and lemonade. Moving on. Please draw a banana watermelon. I've deemed this the banana, which is the watermelon coated banana, and the battermelon, which is the, you know. I drew a little slice of the battermelon and it just kind of looks like a pizza. I don't really know what that was about. Could you draw a portable CD player? That's really specific. Hello, you. What you see here may be a weirdly malleated orb, but it's actually a portable CD player. This guy says, I think I'm a bit late. Just a bit late. But can you draw a box with him? Here is yet another box because I guess the first one wasn't enough to satisfy. Can you draw me baking some cookies, please? Aw, this is such a cute, wholesome request from a wholesome guy. I made a little doodle of the character in their profile picture, which I presume is them, holding a batch of cookies. The request may be quite simple, but I love it regardless. Hi, Orb. Hello. Can you make a lemon with a face riding a dragon? Thanks. Well, thank you for being so polite. Of course I can. I'll be honest, this series probably has the most dragons that I've ever drawn in my entire lifetime. I found out that I really like drawing dragons all slithery and snaky. Enjoy. Thank you for the comment. Hiya. Could you please draw the web fishing dog? Oh my god, yes, I've been obsessed with this game. Hey gamers, editing me here. Yeah, I lobotomized the fish. Okay, finished. We're getting very close to the finish there. Can you please draw Hello Kitty eating mochis? Very cute request, very adorable. I don't really know what to say about this one. You should draw Doge, like the meme. Thank you so much. Out of anything I did for Comment 99, I did a Doge. And you know what? I'm chill with that. And finally, for our 400th comment, hey, can you please draw a mini-scaled version of the entire drawing? A mini-scaled version of the entire drawing? What do you want from me? Right-click, merge visible to new layer. Transform tool. Put him right next to the capybara. Okay, we're done here. Am I at 100? I think. 100! Okay. I did it! At this point, who's counting? Just kidding, I'm counting. 100 times 4, quadruple the 100, 200 times 2, whatever, however you want to bring it. I let myself sit on this end section days, maybe at this point a week, after I actually finish the drawing, to really just let the thought linger, let the thought marinate. What do I want to bring out of this? And truthfully, the more I tried to piece this conclusion together, the more confused I got. Sure, I've gotten way better at drawing from this, and it's helped me improve my art and variety in so many ways, but is that really the point? This is the payoff of how it looks like when a bunch of people from the internet combine all of their thoughts into one single drawing. There's different sources of media here which I would never imagine to have existed on one same drawing until now. And you know what? I feel like there's this one thing that they all share in common. It is fun, it is enjoyable, and maybe that's all that it's supposed to be. This is just meant to be fun. I don't mean anything by this. This just exists, and it's fun, and I love it. And if I love it, then what's stopping me from making 500 comments? Hello, welcome back. I don't really have an exact way to smoothly transition into this, but thank you. Thank you for the support. Oh my god. 100 out of these guys decided what I should draw, and I'm gonna do exactly that. Here's 500 comments on one drawing. Hope there'll be a part 5, because I feel like this canvas needs my profile picture to hang out on there. Just look at the silly guy. Yeah, I could draw him. Your profile picture's a cute little pancake cat guy. I'm an enjoyer of pancakes, I say, as I probably haven't had pancakes in like months. Did you know that on March 4th of 2025 will be National Pancake Day? Hope you look forward to that. I'm curious now, you should draw your favorite character from Alien Stage. A couple of comments ago, I actually drew my second favorite character from Alien Stage, and now I am going to draw my favorite. If you like good music, and you like sad characters, and you don't know what Alien Stage is, then you know, first time for everything, I guess. I know I'm extremely late, but can you draw you and Steven Universe clothes swap? Orb as Steven Universe and Steven as Orb, question mark? So he's gonna be wearing the red hoodie, but I'm gonna make the sleeves shorter, just to kind of fit his vibe. I'm purely drawing him from memory. I forgot if he had a hairline. I'm gonna do the reverse-ish, sort of, for my outfit. I'm gonna have the Steven shirt with the star on it, obviously, but I'm also gonna add a little long sleeve shirt underneath. Draw Plantera from Terraria. Edit, or your favorite Terraria boss. Plantera is a close favorite to my favorite boss, but regardless, I'm gonna do both of them. My favorite Terraria boss is King Slime for the sheer fact that he exists. There's actually a ninja that's stuck inside of him, and whenever you beat the boss, it drops ninja armor, so that's kind of funny. I just went ahead and drew a random silhouette of a person, though. Shadow Sage 999 says, "That's the wrong chill guy!" I know, that's what I was thinking. Were you the one who asked? So when I was working on the 400 comments video, I was tasked with drawing a chill guy, and I didn't know that there is the chill guy. Is this guy supposed to be a dog or a capybara? Let me look that up. It's an anthropomorphic dog. I'm kind of surprised that it's not a capybara, because in nature, they're known as the chill guys. Sorry for being late. I love your art style. You're so talented. Thank you. Could you please draw me giving candy to other drawings? I'll draw you right here, giving out candy to the Steven Orb thing. I had my hand reach out initially to show off the outfit, but now it's reaching towards candy. Can you draw 2 trees getting married? Thanks, Orb. So, off on a tangent I go. When I was younger, I used to watch My Little Pony, and there was this one episode where, so the kids from these like rivaling farm families, they get married, and then they plant 2 seeds. One of them plants a pear seed, one of them plants an apple seed, and those tree seeds grow up, and the 2 trees form like this heart because they wrap around each other, and it's very cute. And that episode was very memorable, and I very much enjoyed it. Hi, Orb! Hello. You should draw a rat in a hat. Well, it's gonna be impossible for me to not put this as a reference. I gave the pancake cat a chef's hat, and then I pasted an image of Remy in there. Maybe draw a blob. Just a blob. I think I'm safe to assume that slimes are kind of like blobs. I'm gonna draw one chilling on the married tree next to King Slime. Can you draw the national animal of Philippines? But the face has a So, scratch that last part because I completely forgot about it. I'm getting a lot of different animals, but this guy seems to show up over and over again. So these guys, the carabaos, they're a type of water buffalo, and I have a story of water buffalo too. I was like 4 years old, so I couldn't remember much of what happened, but for some reason, I distinctly remember me and my dad walking past a water buffalo, and my dad just randomly telling me that. Oh yeah, those guys are really aggressive and dangerous. So I went, oh, well, I'm scared now, can we not walk here? And then he just goes, okay, let's walk in this direction then. And that's the story. It's just like one of those things that you just kind of remember when you suddenly gain consciousness. Certain types of water buffalo, such as the carabao, are also endangered, which, no. Can you draw Orb having a tea party with 5 commenters of your choosing? Love your art style. Thank you. So very quickly, I'm gonna do a little quick Orb here, and for the next 5 comments, we're gonna make them all interact together, having a little tea party. And the following comment says, "Hi, hello. Can you please add a duck with a party hat?" Ah. For anyone who don't know, there's actually a duck tea infuser. It's like a tea infuser, but with a duck on the top, so it looks like it's floating in the tea. Okay, yeah, and I totally forgot about the party hat. I had to go back in later to re-add it. Okay, we're moving on. Can you an alien capybara? I can an alien capybara, and I will. Can you draw a depressed octopus? I wasn't too sure on what to actually make for this, so I just made the octopus blue and kinda droopy. My gecko liked your video, can you draw one? I'm assuming that's your gecko. That's a really cute gecko. I don't think I've ever drawn a gecko before, so we'll see how this turns out. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I think. Yeah, that's a gecko. I thank your gecko for liking this video. I hope they have wonderful, wonderful tea. You should make a very colorful roll of sushi. I can't actually have the sushi drinking tea, so I'm just gonna kinda make it exist there. I'm gonna make it a bunch of different pastel looking colors. I wouldn't eat this, but I'll power to you. And now we got ourselves whatever this tea party is. And the next comment is actually kind of perfect. Draw sushi as a cat. To which I can just add a bunch of cat ears onto these guys. Sans Undertale commented, again, "Can you draw me? I will make a fan art of you." You can make a fan art of me so long as you enjoy it and it helps you improve on your epic art journey. I drew Sans Undertale chillin' in this tree, and very likely slacking off from his job. Draw the time it takes you to do these drawings. Oh, oh no. I'll be honest, whenever I finish these drawings, it has me on the floor like this. But you know, it makes me want to continue as well, because I really do enjoy drawing these. Duck using a sphere spaghetti cannon. How do you guys come up with these? What if instead we stop using the cannon as a weapon of mass destruction and start shooting out... Sorry, there's a motorcycle going over my place. And start shooting out spaghetti balls. Please draw Nimona. Dude, I remember when the trailer came out for Nimona, and I was kind of skeptical on it because some parts looked kind of unfinished, and then I actually watched it, and oh my god, I freaking loved it. I'm not gonna talk about it in case of spoilers, but if you haven't watched it yet, then what are we doing here? Go watch it. The next comment asks, can you please, PLS, draw an angry cat dressed up as a frog? I drew this as one of Nimona's transformation variants because, well, her whole thing is turning into creatures and you're giving me a creature to work with. It would be a sin for me to not take this opportunity. Please draw a Minecraft warden. It took me a little bit of forever to understand what I was trying to draw here, but eventually I think I got it down. You should draw a duck made of bread. If you actually didn't know this yet, don't actually feed ducks bread. It's actually very unhealthy for them. I first drew a regular old duck with bread wrapped around its face, and then I actually went ahead and drew a duck made of bread. You should make Sebastian from Stardew Valley. For some reason, I started drawing one, and then I started drawing another one? So I guess we have two Sebastians now. I hope this greatly satisfies your Sebastian requests. Hello, Orb! In honor of the third Sonic movie, can you draw Sonic or Shadow? Or both? I like your enthusiasm, so I'm gonna draw both of them. While, admittedly, I think the last time I drew Sonic was 2 years ago. I don't know how well I'm gonna emulate the style. The outcome was better than I expected, and honestly, sometimes I just need to settle for good enough. There's a life lesson for you. Sometimes it's good to just settle on good enough. You don't need to make everything perfect. Your little projects are there not for you to perfect them, they're just there for you to show up. Tad1091 says, there's no other food than bread. Draw more bread. I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been a pretzel yet, so I'm gonna draw a pretzel. I don't think I've ever actually had a real pretzel. The only things I've had were those pretzel chips things. Those are good though. This person kindly asks, hey Orb, can you let us out of the box? Hello. I see no box in front of me, therefore I cannot do anything. Best of luck, have a good day. Since we have to liquid dog now, we need a liquid cat. Can you make them friends, please? Sure thing, they're gonna be a little bit far away though, because I don't have enough space on this canvas to make them next to each other. They're pen pals, they're buddies. Make a lovebird that eats sushi, please, love your art style. I didn't actually know that these little mango-coated birds are called lovebirds, but that's really cute. I love that information. Thank you for telling me about that information. I made him poke out of the tree, possibly planning to eat the sushi. I love your art, thank you. Please draw the mushrooms from Minecraft, regular and brown. I drew them less in a Minecrafty style because frankly, I felt like it. I think they fit very well next to the other animals I drew on this canvas. Okay, next comment. You should draw a head crab from Half-Life, pretending to be a cat. I drew a little creature chilling by the tree and I slapped some cat headbands on him. See? You can barely tell the difference. Had I not told you that this was a head crab, many of you would have thought that this was a cat, because frankly, it's indistinguishable. Hi Orb! Hello. If you do another one, can you draw me holding a heart? A red one, please. Your character appears to be a cat, so I'm gonna place you above the pancake cat for obvious reasons. I don't know if you did mine, but it's amazing. Well, this commenter didn't tell me what they commented earlier, so I don't actually know, but thank you. Draw a little bunny doing this face. I thought giving it a face instead of a face fit better, so that's what I did. He's chillin' with the water buffalo. There's almost definitely gonna be a 500 video. Draw a background for an art piece, but leave it blank. Then put the next drawing on top of it. You cannot change the color of the background later. This seemed like a fun art challenge, so I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm a big fan of drawing scenery, especially like big old puffy clouds, as you can see. I also drew it in a very sunsetty time of the day, and we're gonna plop whoever comes next onto this. Can you draw Taco from Anatomy Insanity, please? Into parentheses. Also, your art is actually amazing. Thank you. I have no clue on how she's up here, or frankly, how she got up here in the first place, so I'm gonna draw her just as confused as I am. The one thing I did add to her was wings, because, well, how else is she supposed to be up there? Could you draw a nebbling cat drinking mate? I indeed can, and I recommend everyone else here to try mate, it's very good. I've got friends, families who just like collects these cups, and I think they're very cool. You should draw orbs stacked up on a hammock. I drew a couple of them stacked on top of each other until progressively each of them started getting smaller and smaller. You drew the IKEA aliens, which I did. Now draw the IKEA shark. That is a good point. This is semi-related. I think whenever you see a shark from the bottom angle, the mouth is always kind of funny looking. Hiya there, Orb. Can you draw a fiery cat or dog next to Liquid Dog? Please? There wasn't enough space next to Liquid Dog, but I, luckily, have a Liquid Cat. And now they're all friends. They can all be friends. They can all be buddies. The next comment simply says, Minnows Prime. To which I agree. And also, I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been an Ultra Kill comment up until now. But I am not complaining. We got one now. This is the first step onto greatness. Here, have a coin. Catch. I'm probs late, but can you draw tiny, fluffy alien and toaster? I'm gonna draw a fluffy alien abducting the fluffy toaster that we have. I had to actually draw a zoomed in version because otherwise I would have been using like 30 pixels. Draw ghost orbs. Please, please, please. So I went back to the drawing of the sky that we did earlier and I added a bunch of little orb spirits that are just hanging out there. Draw a piece of cheese with a top hat. Thank you, Mars Cake. I'm sure if this cheese was sentient, it would have a lot to say. Can you draw a duck wizard? I think I asked last time. I mean, rhyme. I don't believe I saw the comment last rhyme, but here they are. The next one tells me to draw your inner demons, which, you know, if I had one, I think it would look like this. Ignore the other thing that's there. Also, hello birds. In all capitals, Scotland! I'm gonna keep up the habit of drawing countries with their national animals, and actually, the national animal for Scotland are unicorns. How cool is that? I want a national animal like that. I want my national animal to be a kraken. Hi! Can you please draw a bracken from Lethal Company? And they give me a flower. Thank you. Thank you for the flower. I love this game, and the bracken's probably one of my favorite enemies from it as well. I'm gonna do a thing where I draw the shadows first, and then we add light onto it. I am content with this drawing, and now we are moving on to... Can you draw a bowl with fish inside? So like, a fish bowl? I'm gonna make the bracken hold on to it. The commenter never specified what kind of fish, and I don't really know what kind of fish to draw, so we're gonna turn to our good friend U-Quiz to decide for me. I'm a salmon, along with the other 13% that took this quiz. However, I do feel like this fishbowl might be too small for a salmon. These guys get pretty big. I went through a phase last year where almost all the protein I consumed was made up by salmon. Can you draw Orb holding your favorite drink with a sugar glider? I don't really have a favorite drink, I like water. I like water with leaves inside. I like tea. I like jasmine tea. Yeah. Draw a hot dog that has to pay his taxes, please. Love the content. Thank you. Very specific. Remember, guys, do your taxes. Or don't. Hi, Orb. Hi. One thing I've noticed in your latest videos of transforming comments is that no one ever asks about you, so I wanted to ask. Could you draw your favorite character from your favorite series? Thank you. My favorite character actually already exists on this canvas, but my friend ended up getting me into Death Note recently, and I think Elle is pretty cool. I like Elle. I also went ahead and drew an apple because, well, it's Death Note. You've done kiwis. Now, as a person in New Zealand, I want you to draw Weka. I think it's spelled like that. This guy even gave us a story about their personal interaction with a Weka, because I just went camping and once a Weka snuck into my tent. And just, let's take a moment and hear how these guys sound like. Could you please draw a volcano, but the lava is just a billion cats clumped together. Thanks. I don't even think this looks like lava at this point, but I think it's good enough. It's good enough. And being good enough is all that matters sometime. If you see this, can you draw a moth? I have seen the comment, and I can. I actually already have a moth on this canvas, but now we have two. I shaded this in a very nice creamy color, and now moving on to awesome sauce. That's literally what they commented. I didn't really know what that entailed, but I just made a bottle that says awesome sauce, and it kind of looks spicy. I don't know, I like spicy. I think spicy's awesome. You know who else I think is awesome? One word. Platypus. I'm just gonna reference the little platypus guy I drew in the other video. Big fan of how direct and straightforward this comment is. It's very nice. Put this comment into a black hole! With bread emoji for some reason. I mean, if you insist. Did you know that the closer you are to a black hole, theoretically, the slower time will be? Draw an amalgamation of orbs consuming its surroundings. Oh my god. Me with my leading hive of orb amalgamations are going to consume this cheese. A little fun fact about me is that I didn't really like cheese until a few years ago, because, well, my family doesn't typically buy cheese, and I couldn't get used to the taste of it, but I started visiting my friend more frequently, and they always have cheese stocked up in their fridge, and they would always offer me cheese whenever I went to their house, and I started liking cheese more after that. Satisfied with this drawing, I moved on to the next one. Hey Orb, hello. Can you draw a fox tending to some plants in the rain? Love your art, by the way. Thank you. Tails is a fox. I'm gonna put him on this canvas since Sonic and Shadow are already here. God, this drawing's gorgeous. Drawing's gorgeous. I love drawing. Hi Orb, could you draw ferrets submerged in macaroni noodles, please? Ah, love your vids. Your drawings are very cute. I'm gonna draw the ferret's head poking out of the macaroni and looking at Tails. I didn't do this intentionally, but maybe that's why he looks so surprised. This next comment's fun. Could you please make Buff Kirby holding/squeezing the next comment? To which the next comment says, can you draw an alien from Mars? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say about this, and we're moving on. Draw Psyche from Disastrous Life of Psyche K. Oh, that is a good idea. This is one of my favorite animes. When I used to be really into it, I rewatched both the dub and sub 3 times. I love your art style, thank you. Could you please draw a cute little plague doctor? I gave the plague doctor like a thing in their hand, and to be honest, I can't remember what that is or what I intended it to be. I think it was a lollipop. And speaking of plague doctors, can you please draw a mouse with a plague mask? I'm gonna add a plague doctor mask onto Ratatouille. What if we have the movie Ratatouille, but instead it takes place in the Middle Ages, and it's a rat that's in the middle of the bubonic plague who's cooking? Evil duck. Honestly, all I did for this one is go down to the Duck in Lemonade and add some little devious features to it. Howdy Orb! Ah, can you draw Petra from Minecraft Story Mode? Oh, I have not heard that name in ages. I know a lot of people like Lucas too, and there's a whole debate over that. I choose to like both of them. Could you possibly draw a pineapple hedgehog? I want to make the top super spiky like the outside of a pineapple, and then I'm also going to add like these little leaf things. And there you go, you got a pineapple coated hedgehog. Draw yet another slug cat. Very well, here is another slug cat. Hey, Orb, you should draw a Squid Game guard with the face. I love how Minbit draws the Squid Game guards, so I'm gonna try and do that too. The whole point of them having shapes on their masks is to display hierarchy, so I don't know where this would go. You should draw a papyrus to match sands. Yeah, I'll have him poking behind the tree. Could you draw Prototype from the Regretivator? I believe I drew the face a little bit too wide, so let's bring that up a little bit. I'll be honest, I don't know enough about Regretivator to really talk about this drawing. It could be a sign that I need to play more Regretivator, I don't know. Could you draw Commando from Risk of Rain 2? Also, give him a ukulele. I don't know if anyone knows this, but I love Risk of Rain 2. And what having the ukulele in that game means is that if you attack one enemy, other enemies around it will also get hurt. Very epic. Cat on cheese. Oh, how the turns have turned. Please connect all the bread on this drawing with the bread chain. Which, oh my god, that's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So for the breads already close to the bread chain, I drew the chains out manually like this, but for the rest of them, I have a very epic chain brush, and just chained all of them together. If you drew Caesar Zeppeli, I would promptly pass away. I wouldn't want you to pass away, but yeah, here. Hi Orb, can you draw Minos Prime eating a chicken wing, please? What? Does he eat it through the gaping hole in his head? Can you please draw a capybara drinking an orb juice? I'm realizing now that we didn't give the alien capybara from earlier anything, so let's make him drink the orb juice. What does the orb juice have in it? I don't really want to know. Might be a teensy bit late, not sure, but can you draw me hugging a pineapple? You can be hugging the pineapple hedgehog. Hello, can you draw a bowl of soup? I really like your art. So here's a type of soup I really like. The direct translation for it is called like tomato and egg flour soup, and it's really good. It is literally just my comfort food. Can you draw a cannon shooting confetti over a little orb? I started drawing it and it just started to look like the Discord emote that I already have. Can you draw a silly purple alien? I can and I will. Here he is, very silly and squishy. I want to throw this, like, at a wall and see if it sticks to it. If you see this, could you draw Noelle from Deltarune Chapter 2? Yes, I can, and I still hold the same opinion on Deltarune like I did when I drew Susie. That was 500 comments ago. I think by the time that this series finishes, Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 are already gonna be out. Here's Noelle. I love her soundtrack, by the way. Can you PLSSS draw orb Kirby that's swallowing your favorite food? I'm gonna have to just change the orb over here. Sorry, dude. You gotta go. I have a lot of favorite foods because food is just such a wide subject, but I could say that this is- I could comfortably say that this is one of my favorite foods. Like an orb eating an orb eating an orb eating a leaf eating a piece of hair with a face eating orb eating an orb eating. Hello, may you please draw an alien with their emotional support human? I gave a little guy back there an emotional support human. And then I decided, hey, you know what? It's a good idea to add these guys literally everywhere. So I did. This entire drawing can have emotional support humans. Hi. Hey. If you see this comment, can you please draw Miku but buff? Let me just, bring up this tally. 4 Vocaloids on this canvas. Draw more of the ovals. That's what I'm calling the rotund orb. I honestly have no complaints. This guy's... I don't know why I did this last time. This is very cute, though. Remember to have fun with art. Remember to do that. If you're able to make yourself laugh with the stuff that you draw, then that's awesome. Please, can you draw a lemon with legs? Please, I'm begging you. Please, 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 please. Okay, I will. Chill. I'm not sure why you want this so bad, but if it makes you content, then that's good. Be content with your decisions. This person just says that this was made on their birthday. Rah. Which, hello to this person. When this video comes out, you'll be 1 month older than you were. To which I will actually draw a lemon tart birthday cake for you. I would love to wish you a happy birthday, but wishing someone a happy birthday before or after their birthday is bad luck, so let's not do that. Hey, can you draw a crocodile eating a croc? I personally wouldn't do this, but you know, all the power to you. Larry. I don't know who Larry is, but I feel like if I did know Larry, they would be a very pleasant guy. Next comment says, yo, please draw a live cucumber in a jar. Yo. Hi, your art makes me happy and smile. If you see this, could you please draw a penguin plushie with a flower crown? Ah, I'm gonna give you a blue penguin, and then I'm gonna give the blue penguin blue flowers. Next comment reads, could you perchance draw a mildly round seal having an orange on their head? I think this shape is round enough. Kinda looks like a bird. I'm supposed to put an orange on their head, I know, but I'm also gonna put one on their back because there's space for it. Hello Orb, I'm somewhat new to your channel. Hello, welcome. As a matter of fact, welcome hi to a lot of the new people, hello. If this happens to be the first, second, 5th video that you're watching from me, then hello, welcome. I put up a couple of little welcome decorations. I'm also gonna add a welcome cake because you deserve it. I've taken into account that not everyone likes cakes. I for one am actually really picky on the texture of the cake, so this is an ice cream cake. And reaching the finale of this comment, ball. And honestly, to keep it simple, I just added a bunch of different types of balls. We got the tennis ball, golf ball, basketball, which, by the way, have you guys ever been thrown a basketball and that thing just lands on your finger? That hurts. I also drew an 8 ball. And just cause I have a little bit of extra space, I'm gonna draw a baseball as well. Very good. Look at that. 500 comments. Let me make it do a little dance. Oh yeah. How did we even get here? 500 comments. 500 comments! 500 people! I don't know if you've seen 500 people in a place once. I have, and that was probably my entire school. Thank you all so much for contributing to this. It would be so nice right now to wrap this all up in a little ribbon and call it a day, but- And we're back. If you can't tell, these are a lot of fun for me to do, but we'll save more of how I feel about this towards the end. So thank you for being here, congrats on getting this far. This is 600 comments on one drawing. First suggestion, followed by many more to come. Hypothetically, please draw a crow and a duck going on a fancy dinner date. Also, I love you, Orb. Thank you. Going off from a tangent, I think media has made dinner dates or just restaurant dates in general way more appealing than what you can actually be doing. I'm gonna give them a plate of pasta as well, but I don't know if that's good for birds. Very wholesome, let's move on. Can you draw a little crow in a suit, please? I'm gonna take this comment and just add it on, equip it to this guy. Can you draw you leading an army of orbs? I first drew this and in artist fashion I ended up not liking it, so I got rid of it. I didn't think the pose was expressive enough for me to have an army of orbs. So here's me and the little guy and a bunch of other colored variants behind me. Oh, I love the smile on this one. Let me give it up. Perfect. A very, very buff orb plush grabbing the viewers. And it specifically needs to be an orb plushie. This comment would be pretty perfect if we segmented it into a plushie advertisement, but who's gonna do that? This guy claims that they will never stop asking for a fennec fox until I stop doing these drawings. By the way, you don't need to yell at me, I'm right here. Here's a little fennec fox. Hey! This is my first impression of you. Can you draw your favorite smell? I have cinnamon apple tea with me right now, and I really like cinnamon apple. Gonna put you right next to the fennec fox. Ah, your art is so good. Thank you. If you want to, could you draw a little guy with a leaf sprout coming out of his head? I think that'd be pretty cute. Well, I agree with that. By the way, the cinnamon apple tea. Really good. Hi Orb. Hey, A Hat in Time is one of my favorite games. If you were to draw the Snatcher from that game, my life would be complete. Bonus points if you had the face on him. I'm gonna add him like he was haunting this sprout head guy. They're supposed to be an antagonist, but from the way I see it, they're just a really annoying roommate. I wanted to add the face, but after looking up references, I'm gonna keep his face as it is because it's cute. I'm gonna go ahead and add these cool effects as well. Please draw a chonky tiger. You know how we've always been taught that lions were the king of the jungle? I think tigers are the respective kings or queens because of this little marking that they have on the top. Because this in Chinese means king or like ruler. So you see how it ties in? Yeah. And I drew one and then I found out that I really like drawing chonky tigers, so I drew another one. You should draw something you really want to as a little break. Huh. I wish I had something more compelling to draw other than sushi, but honestly, at this point, I felt like drawing sushi. Specifically sashimi, I think they're really fun to shade. In fact, I like this drawing so much that I did it again, 2 more times. These took way longer than the other ones, but it was worth it. Lost Harbor Tavern asks, could I request a small little tavern near a harbor? Staying on brand. I appreciate that kind of dedication, so I will do as you say. We're gonna make it a big chunk of this drawing as well, because I think it'd be fun to add some of the prompts onto this background. I think that'd be fun. So starting off with, please draw a crocodile with a bird friend on his head. Love your art style. They gave me a flower, thank you for the flower. There is actually a bird known as the Egyptian pulver who are chill with crocodiles. I didn't know this by the time that I was recording, so you're gonna get a regular old bird. The sky is unsettlingly empty, and consequently, look at me using big words, we're gonna add some big puffy clouds. I got a fun one here. Draw orb and the next 5 comments skydiving all together. I feel like with the amount of support that everyone puts on these comments, that the series has just become this like fan mail read-along almost. So I just want to say like thank you for anyone and everyone who like brings these to the table. Even if I don't read everyone's out, thank you. Those are a lot of words. Next comment simply asks me to draw a flower crown, but obviously since I'm skydiving, this thing's not going to be attached to my head. I drew Yaron from Terraria Calamity just chilling there because they have wings. Oh, and I added a crow too. If there's a liquid cat and a liquid dog, there must be a cloud cat and cloud dog. Ah. Okay, most of these comments have just been like flying and not actually skydiving, so draw more mangoes. And now we have mangoes falling from the sky, which is terrifying actually. Hello Orb! Love your art. Can you draw Luca from Alien Stage? Thank you so much if you do. I will, just at a cost. Hi Orb! That emoji. Could you draw me and you doing a Finn and Jake fist bump? I didn't read this comment correctly, but worry not because I've grown more considerate to this comment and I actually just drew it on my sketchbook. Please draw a Mobius strip out of Dr. Pepper. What, like the okay. I've never had Dr. Pepper in my life before. If you see this, could you draw a fox in outer space? Whoa. I thought it'd be cool if we made like the dark particles that was coming from the Snatcher, like seeping into space. I did it, it looked cool, so we're keeping it. I gave them a little magical air bubble as well to ensure that they're alive. This next one just says, I hope I make it in. Sure. Boop. Have you peeking out there in the window. Your art is so vibrant and whimsical. That's a new one. Can you draw Pikachu with a star tail? I remember that I put a little Minecraft boat in the harbor and I thought, hey, why not put this to good use? So there's your Pikachu in there. And speaking of Pokemon, now I'm being requested to draw my favorite Pokemon. I have a lot of favorite Pokemon that have these complex and cool designs, but you can never go wrong with Gengar, so I'm drawing Gengar. I would love to see a raven terrorizing other drawings. Not only did I draw 1 raven, but 2 and 3 of them. A Sky Moth from Sky Children of the Light. They taught me to draw a Sky Moth, and I drew this one 6 months apart. Yeah, we're gonna see how much I've improved from 6 months ago. Just like last time, I drew 2 of them. Comparing this to how I drew last time, I was definitely a lot more confident with my poses. I knew what I wanted to do straight away with the coloring for the most part, and just try to make everything complement each other. Here are they both, 8 months apart. This part of the video is a now ended orb plushie campaign, so skip. Make my little icon. This emoji combination, I don't really know what that means, but I know that your icon is really similar to this pancake cat that we drew, so we're gonna add you right here. Please draw if Autumn was a person. Oh, and make it have a little harvester mouse on its shoulder. I made them kind of a little amalgamation of everything that reminds me of Autumn. Sliced apples, a little acorn, straw basket, and a bunch of other things that you can probably see for yourself. I've been seeing more draw this and then insert your interpretation. I really like those comments, thank you. Alright, we're gonna take a moment and rewind to our last video where I drew a salmon, because this guy liked it so much that they requested even more salmon. Here's even more salmon. They're probably looking for the one that's stuck in the fish tank. I've been messing with shading that's been like even more vibrant recently. I don't know if you guys like it or not. I personally really like it, so just like tell me how you think. Hey Orb, can you draw yourself in a school jacket? My first thought was to actually draw the one that I owned, but maybe it's not a good idea to put that on the internet. So I did the second best thing, and is to plagiarize one right off of Google Images. I added the patches on my own out of just random things I thought of. I really should have used this chance to like make something a little more personal, but it was just like things that I liked. Maybe that's fine. I think that's fine, actually. Never mind. I take all of that back. If you disagree, good for you. The next thing I drew was a considerably big and rather cute spider, and immediately afterwards I drew a little orb guy sitting on top of it. You should draw a Western standoff against whoever else you like. Maybe me? We're gonna go back to these docks because they're actually fairly empty, and I filled that emptiness with two people preparing to shoot each other. Hey, commenter, in case you're watching this, you're wonderful. I would never shoot you. Draw a royal seal. I took the seal that I drew previously and just eradicated the tangerine on its head before replacing that bold spot with a crown. Hooray. Draw this. That was bad. I'm not putting that in. The fox in space had a lot of empty room because it was space, so I just put it in there. Can you draw a pufferfish on a toilet? This guy gave me $5 to do this. I'm just gonna let that sink in for both you and me. IDK if I'm a little late. No, you're not. But it would make my day if you drew a cute panda holding a cup of coffee. I made them kind of sad looking. I don't know how that happened. Hello, Orb. Yo, I was wondering maybe in your next one, then you could draw your least favorite alien stage character. He's already there. I'm just gonna add another crow onto him. Hi, Orb. Could you draw my comet into berry juice? Thanks a lot. Here's your comet-flavored berry juice. Next, please draw a bird that is friends with a loaf of bread and doesn't know that the bread is not alive. That's rather morbid. On a lighter topic, this series has unironically gotten me better at drawing bread, which I don't know when I'm gonna use that in my life, but it's gonna come around sometime. We got another one of those like mesh 5 comments together thing. I don't really know what to call these yet, so. Draw Buff Steve from Minecraft working out with the next 5 comments. Okay, let's see what these next 5 comments are. First one is to make an orb with only the lasso tool. Lasso tool is it's a little more intimidating than you think. I don't plan to hire a gym trainer anytime soon, but if Steve offered to train me, I think I'd say yes. Draw a fish staring at sushi. So I just made a really buff fish doing some dumbbell curls, looking at the sushi. I have mixed feelings about drawing this comment, but it's here now. I can't really undo anything, so here you go. Make a way too hyper-realistic crab. I'm still practicing how to render things realistically, but we're getting there. But right now we're gonna keep it, anatomically realistic. Please draw a cat chilling on a slice of pizza. Except this is the 5th comment that needs to be working out with Steve, so this cat is gonna be running after the pizza. Can you draw a really buff shrimp? There's been a lot of buff recently, I just want to point that out, even though it's like 2. It's usually 0, so that's 200% higher than usual. Draw orb eating noodles on a cloud. 2 years ago, I had a really big instant noodles phase, and all I would eat is the chicken flavor one. I don't like the beef flavored instant noodles. Does anyone actually like that one? Like, let me know. I've never met a single person who liked the beef flavor. Hi Orb! Hello. Can you make a drawing losing his color, like a liquid? That's a really cool concept. So I vacuumed like half the color off of the sashimi. This also brought back so many memories, by the way. Maybe like many of you guys, when I was around 10 years old, I thought that drawing a character with half of its colored filled out and half of it as black and white was like the coolest idea ever. Oh, and don't get me wrong, this is metal. This is freaking awesome. This speaks volumes to me. Alright, moving on. Can you please draw my profile picture drinking boba tea? I think that would look pretty cute. Thanks. Damn it. No. Now I'm hungry. Now I want boba tea. Draw the fire slime from Slime Rancher. We're back with Slime Rancher suggestions. I love this. I think I colored in the slime a little bit too far off from its actual red color, so because of that it now looks like a pink slime on fire. Snail with a bucket shell, please. Well, thank you for asking so politely. I will indeed do that. I still did add a shell underneath, so you can think of this as extra protection. Orb plus chef hat with a little cake buddy. Nobody asked for this, but I'm gonna talk about it either way. I can make brownies, I can make cookies, I can even make marshmallows, but I've never successfully made a cake. Hi Orb, hello. Can you draw a grunt from Magnus Combat with a gun? I also decided to make the active decision of making a grunt with a sword. Did it say gun or sword? Anyways, take your frickin' grunt. Draw a dragon fruit that is a actual dragon fruit. I've actually done something like this in the past, but this time I'm gonna stick it to its actual shape. It came out looking like a video game pet accessory thing, so if anyone wants to take this idea and run with it, go ahead. Could you perchance draw Mimikyu from Pokemon? I think these guys are actually misunderstood and just deserve some love, so I'm gonna give it some love in the form of drawing them. My profile picture eating the next comment, if I somehow get picked. To which the next guy says, can you draw a capybara holding this comment, so you get a little 2-in-1 thing. Jelly seal, please. I'm gonna add a regular seal next to the jelly seal just to see the contrast between them. I don't know what I expected, but shading this was very fun. Thank you for the suggestion. Can you draw Meowmere from Terraria, but it's orb themed instead of cat themed? So for those who are unaware what a Meowmere is, allow me to just... Terraria is like one of my favorite games of all time, and this was an honor to draw. Thank you. But we must go forward in this drawing. We are more than halfway there. What can I do to convince you to draw Technoblade? Honestly, you commenting this just convinced me. That comment left me that day to end up drawing this as well. Rest in peace. If Orb sees this, you'll... a cat in a ramen bowl. Now, I don't know where, but some part of me compelled myself to draw the cat being lifted out of the ramen bowl by the really buff shrimp that we drew earlier, and, well, I did that. I'm not taking questions from here. Can you draw a deep sea bunny? Ah, I'm assuming you're talking about the ones from Pressure. Look at them, they're so cute. They're also based off of a thing that exists in real life, which doesn't look real. Feel free to look up sea bunnies on Google search if you feel like looking at more of these. Okay, it's been a while since we did a national animal, so can you draw a Quetzal? It's Guatemala's national bird. These guys look like they have little haircuts and it's adorable. They're also really close to being endangered, and that's less adorable. Fun little idea. Draw any My Little Pony character from memory. Twilight was my childhood favorite, so I chose Twilight to draw, and surprisingly, I actually got her design pretty down. It's been a while since I revisited the series, but it was a big part of my childhood, and this kind of just goes to show how good the character designs are if I can still memorize them. I'm a little late, no you're not, but could you draw Gabriel from Ultra Kill? Well, I drew him, but then a commenter who had a profile picture from the same game asked me to draw an egg, so I thought it'd be funny to draw Gabriel getting egged. I'm sorry, but at the same time I'm not, this is kind of funny. While I'm here, I'm gonna add a little bit more detail to the sushi. Donut going through a donut? I just ate one. The way I did this comment is by chaining 2 donuts together. And now I am hungry for donuts. If Orb sees this, hello, can you make Orb fishing a shark? I drew a harbor earlier that has the perfect amount of space for fishing to happen. Thanks, Orb. Real grammatically correct you are. I may be late, but could you draw a snake in a cake? Yeah. A cow alien if you do another video. I love your art. Thank you. So I basically gave him some antennas, made him kind of squishy looking, and then I coated them in battery acid. Can you please draw Baymax from Big Hero 6 giving someone a lollipop? Oh my god, you don't need to yell at me. I am emotionally attacked from being yelled at, however, I'm gonna comply either way. And as for who, I guess I can mix in the next comment for it. Also, I'm drawing a flower instead of a lollipop. That's not a lollipop, Orb. What are you doing? First you confused the gun with the sword, and now... what is this? Whatever, this won't happen again. Idea. Draw me doing graffiti on the next comment. Or of the next comment. This big massive wall looks extremely empty and sad, so I'm gonna give you some permission to vandalize it. The next comment asks for a origami shark, so this is gonna be sick. I also included a cool blob with graffiti cans just for some extra company. We got a nice little thing going on here, I like it. Jonathan. That's all it says. The only Jonathan I know is Jonathan Joestar, or... do I actually know any other Jonathans? I don't think I know a Jonathan, so hello all the Jonathans in this audience. I hope you're all cool. Egg. I require egg. Didn't we do this one already? Regardless of that answer, that's an extra egg on Gabriel. Sam asked that I drew Apollo, and a very particular Apollo. So for people who are out of the loop, this is Apollo, and it's an original character that belongs to Jinja Ninja OWO. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce their display name? I don't know, I saw it in a Q&A once. I happen to be a fan of them, so this was already something that I knew about, and I'm very happy to put them here. I think putting them down here next to Jonathan was also a good choice. They give me similar vibes. Okay, what's next? Add Evil Larry with like a that kind of face. So this is Larry. He's a very good, very cool guy. And this is Evil Larry, and all Evil Larrys hate berry juice. I literally commented every time, but can you draw a mango dog? Ah, I was trying to look up inspirations for a mango dog, and I found this thing. For your dedication, I will. They gave me very big corgi vibes, I don't know why. Next up we have, hi, can you egg? And another flower, thank you. Thank you for the flowers, guys. If I knew anything about gardening, I'd make a garden with them by now. But because I don't know how to grow anything, I'm gonna draw this next comment which says to make a guitar made out of cheese. Oh, I think my dog likes cheese. Whoa. I'm actually gonna get a new guitar soon, and by the time this video's out, I'll probably have it. Or if you see this comment, can you draw a Windows XP computer that has a blue face? That's it. Well, this sure brings back memories. We're gonna do a little rewind and recounting when we were back at 100 comments. While I was editing the video, a part of my previous laptop actually fried. That was a fun experience. No, it wasn't. Don't. But we're back, and we are better than ever, I hope. This comment I found simply just says, please draw mine, it's my favorite anime character. They specified to draw their comment, but not their favorite character. I was in call with one of my friends at this point, and he suggested I drew Mino. Not only because it was one of his favorite characters, but because it was also just close to the word mine. It's like one letter off. If you do a 600, I mean I will, please draw some cute little bees. Also love your art. I used to be super scared of bees because I got stung by them once on the foot and cried for what seemed like hours. But that happened when I was like 7 years old, and I think I'm more chill with bees now. I even scooped one up on my hand because it was on the side of the road and I didn't want it to get hit by a car. I distributed them all over the drawings. Draw Goobert. I don't know who Goobert is, but they did give me another option. Also, giant fat seal plushie. You know these like giant round seal plushies that you see like being taken pictures of everywhere every time and you don't know where they're from? I actually have one of them. His name is Spinach. My friend named him that. This thing is... What else can I say about it? Nothing, actually, because we're moving on. You should draw Pancake Stingray. Their official name has been denominated by this commenter as a sea pancake, which isn't that just adorable? I'm gonna draw 2 of them because I love this so much. Now I want to make pancakes. Did you draw 2 ducks having a tea party? You need to make money. They're drinking tea that has apple and cinnamon. Naiju just simply says, Ay. I guess some of my friends to screenshot comments, and then like one of them just picked love. I decided to just draw hearts everywhere because all of these drawings deserve a little bit of love, and you do too. So allow me to give you this well-deserved smooch on the forehead. Hi Orb, hello. Can you draw a Dumbo octopus? They're really cute. This guy sent a love heart as well. There's love everywhere. I already got 2 octopi that kind of look like the same to this Dumbo octopus. So I hereby declare that this is the adopted and very much cared for child of the 2. I made them look worried because of the sword there, but I also put some love hearts as a reference to the comment. Draw a noob, please? Nice art, by the way. Thank you. While I was drawing this Roblox noob, I was also talking about the Minecraft movie, by the way. I think the only thing I didn't like about the Minecraft movie was I think the bottom corner would be a good place to put down 2 of them. This guy bet $10 with your brother for me to draw an Australian Shepherd. Now go get your $10. How about you draw your favorite emoji as a person? My favorite emoji is the one that's called Bang Bang, which is literally just 2 double exclamation marks. Funny enough, when I was drawing the orb guy with the hoodie, I was thinking of the Bang Bang emoji. You could say I'm cheating with this, but I'm just being honest. Now with that settled, hey, can you draw a little cookie dude taking a milk bath? Is it wrong or weird that I've never tried this combination before? I, as a matter of fact, think, yeah, it's really weird. We're gonna change that now. It's currently pretty late. Gotta whisk in your sugars, more sugar, some salt as well because we're brave and we like things sweet and salty. I got some huge cookies and then I got some hot milk. We're gonna take a tiny little chunk of it. Let's try it. Oh my god. Why haven't I done this before? Dude, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Anyways, if you see this, please draw a ghost duck on somebody's head. Also, hello there. Hello. The spot down here actually looks fairly empty, so let me just put a quick ghost duck right above the pancake ray. The other face looked kinda bad, so I redrew it. Okay, this next one's interesting. Hey Orb, love your vids and all, but make sure not to burn yourself out. You know what I mean? Or you could go on a 2-month training arc in the Appalachian Mountains. You're very right. But honestly, drawing these is kind of my version of a break. I'm still in school, I do school stuff, and drawing these is kind of like my little reward that I get to do afterwards. I will consider that hiking trip though. I hiked up a 5-hour mountain when I was like 11. I didn't like it, but now I kind of want to go back and revisit it. Cause some of the forests, some of the forests in the mountains are beautiful. Mista from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I'm gonna draw him eating a strawberry cake because he should have. If you didn't get the hint by now, I am a big JoJo's fan, and I welcome all the JoJo's on this drawing. This one took way too long for some reason because I couldn't understand his hat. But we're done. Orb, stop doing this to yourself. No. I thought that this was my last comment, but we actually got one more to go. Draw yourself as a looming figure over the rest of the drawings. I wanted to end it off with something cool, so I decided to replicate this drawing I made last year. It's been my banner since forever now. I mean, I technically could change it now it's been so long, but because it's been so long, I don't want to change it anymore. I think it's a cool landmark. And now that memory can be engraved onto this drawing forever. Holy carp. Dude, this is awesome. And well, look where you're at now. I actually can't believe we're still doing this. And I'm surprised about how every time there's always been new and crazy suggestions. The way I drew donuts and bread 8 months ago both looks like this now, and that's like, what is that? And the next part will be wherever these comments take us. Hi, I'm Orb. Welcome back. Just like last time, person leaves a comment telling me what to draw. I draw that comment. Last time we ended up with 600, but I think we can go all the way up to 1,000. As I said, welcome back. This is 1,000 comments on one drawing. Thank you for being here. For some reason, this comment only saying Jimmy Neutron got over 600 likes. I guess I have to add that now. I'm gonna add the amount of likes it was on just as a tribute to the commenter. A knife with blood. Okay, gruesome. Sounds easy enough. It would be really awesome if you drew some chess pieces having a tea party. Chess. That says chess. I definitely read that correctly. Ash says, would you mind drawing an Eevee next to the Mimikyu? They should have a friend. Oh, it's really nice to get these simple, recognizable drawings at the start because it gets me into the flow of drawing. And hopefully by the end of this, I'm leaning into more advanced things as well. Yeah, they're no longer lonely. Fox. Fox in a flower field. What if we expand the Homeless Wizard's crop field? And now he's got a good ecosystem that we can put our fox on. I sincerely hope that they live happily together. Please, Hunter from the Owl House, I will sell my blood for it! Don't actually do that, I'll do it for free. I also made him blue because blue is cool. Draw whatever your favorite word is. Mine is loaf. Poop. I was gonna choose loaf. I'll go with the second best option, which is audio, because that's a really good word if you play Wordle. I added it to the seaside port that we had as if it was graffiti. Dragon with little horde of cucumbers. I'm really liking the amount of diversity in dragons that we've had up until this point. I feel like there's a good chunk of different dragons that I've drawn. We've got like this long one. We've got this red long one. This scaly pink one as well. That one's cool. I like that one. Never really properly drew one of those big, chonky, like, green dragons, so let's do that one. Please draw the messed up Garfield plush. I have him next to me right now. What? Dude, what is this? It looks like it's on a substance. If I got my hands on one of these, this would be the absolute best birthday present, like, ever. I'm not all that sure how I feel about this one. Art is supposed to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comforted, or something like that. But hey, the next one's pretty cute. Can I request a cute mug of tea, pretty please? Thank you. You attached a failed game of tic-tac-toe. First off, I love collecting mugs. Second off, I don't actually know what kind of tea this is, so it's up to your interpretation. It's full of possibilities. In my personal opinion, you should draw the color blue. It's a really good color and deserves some praise. The blue had me feeling sad that day, and I drew sad ice cream because you eat ice cream when you're sad. You see the vision? To make it extra blue, I even added blueberries. But then I made it a little bit too sad, and I started feeling bad, so you're everything you put your mind to be. Here. Wah. Can you draw me about to throw a red dodgeball at the two other comments after me, please? I'll say you got the best art. Thank you. I drew that one guy. A couple of my friends in real life play handball. It's like soccer, but you use your hands, and I'm terrified of playing dodgeball with them. This fellow asks, please draw an orange being sucked into a black hole along with the next comment. I guess that kind of negates the dodgeball, but I feel like this is a fate that is way worse. Do a yellow crab next, please. Love your artwork. Well, too bad, because this comment's going in the thing. A person with a green profile picture says, draw green. Added mint chocolate chip ice cream because I love how radioactive and green it is. By the way, radioactivity doesn't actually have a color. It's completely invisible to us. It's only green because popularity association said so. You inspire me. Draw blue Jerry. Draw blue jelly cockatiel. Like, I know I can make it blue, but how am I gonna emulate the same, like, jelly texture? Answer, you look up a tutorial on Pinterest and just ball it. This one was rather challenging for me, but a challenge that I will take. A set of purple grapes, but all the grapes are orbs. I made it grow out of the dodgeball we already drew because yes. Side note, I'm a lot better at drawing grapes now after doing that one Hades art style study. There they are. They're the grapes. Which, actually, I should do a lot more of. Art style studies are fun. Can you please draw Skynex hugging a cookie his own size? Hi, Skynex. I gotta scale the line art down because it's taking too much space. I don't know what happened for this cookie to be blue. This next comment referentially goes, you should draw a taco rain. For there to be rain, we need clouds, and for there to be clouds, we need an atmosphere, so I just gotta make a really quick one back here. Absolutely love drawing big fluffy clouds. Okay, we got our sky, now we just need our taco rain. It's so whimsical and full of life. And for some extra atmosphere, I added these bird silhouette things. Me new, so I just say hi. Aw. Hi. Do you want to request something to draw? Your voice is so soothing. I love listening to your videos while doing stuff at the same time. I may be late. Ich weiß nicht. That means I don't know in German, by the way. But can you draw yourself as a spider person? Thank you for the flower. First, I'm gonna, like, solidify a design with this pick root that I found. Oh, they have a hooded one. Perfect. I proceeded to then not follow the design I came up with whatsoever. I mean, I kept the hood. The hood's still there. Hi, Orb. Hello. Your art is amazing. Thank you. Can you draw a sea bunny with boba tea spilt on it? I have the deep sea bunny that we drew last time. I'm so sorry. Can you draw your favorite ship? I've been getting back into Dungeons & Dragons recently, so I really like seeing airships. I think they're cool with the big balloon thingies on the top of them. And for my own sake, I gave it a passenger. Can you make a dog eating chips, please? And can it be a caboodle and it can be chubby? I always knew that these teddy bear-like looking dogs existed, but I just never knew their breed name. I just found out they're called caboodles. It's a very fitting name. Kudos to whoever named it that. Comment number 625 says, I'm gonna draw you. Well, I'm supposed to be drawing what you tell me to, but as a token of my appreciation, you get a heart. Hello, hi. I hope I'm not too late. You're not. But you should draw my profile picture frantically running away from the next comment. Your profile picture's a hamburger. Hamburgers can't run, silly. Okay, but what's it running from? Or plane? Oh god. Also, I struggle drawing this plane a lot more than I should have. Planes are hard. Vehicles are hard. I am so sorry. I didn't really know I don't know what you're apologizing for, but I am 99% sure that it is okay. If you can you draw Nyan Cat? Bonus points. I love bonus points. If I had Kirby being afraid of the Nyan Cat because he's eating a marshmallow Kirby. Are marshmallow Kirby's real? Marshmallow. Oh my god, they're so cute. I want one. Going off on my own tangent for a little bit. I know how to make homemade marshmallows. They're really good. Never buying store-bought marshmallows ever again. Next comment goes, please teach me how to draw orb. You don't need to yell at me. It hurts my feelings. Usually when drawing human heads, you need to carve them out more, but this one you don't need to for obvious reasons. Hood strings. Attach the hood to hoodie. For the head, I like to just select an area where the light source is, and then make the colors lighter in respect to the lighting. And then you got yourself an orb. Next comment, can you draw me fishing? You suspiciously look like a web fishing character. That being said, yes of course, I will draw you by the dock where I am also fishing. And let's just go ahead and add a bird onto your head as well. Let's do some more fishing related comments. Draw the cat from Cat Goes Fishing. The port's getting a little bit filled up, so I drew them on the roof. Orb drawing, orb drawing, orb drawing, orb drawing fish. How about we just draw a fish? I want to draw a flying fish. And also this person says some really nice things. Thank you. You are improving a lot. That's the exact thing I wish to achieve. Thank you. Can you pretty please draw the guide from Terraria casually talking to the next drawing? An eldritch horror. I know Terraria came out like over a decade ago, but it definitely still holds up to this day. I'd recommend it to like anyone who likes progression-based RPGs. I'm not gonna say where this eldritch horror is from. If you know, you know. Can you draw your favorite Minecraft YouTuber? I love your vids. When I was first starting to learn English, I watched a lot of Dan TDM videos. I'm surprised I didn't pick up on his British accent. I really like Dan TDM. You should draw your favorite indie media. Oh my god, why do you do this to me? As of recently though, I've been really liking Monster Prom. So in courtesy of that, I drew one of the playable characters. All this person said was, yay, Matt. At first all I drew was this guy. His name is Matt. I interpreted him like that. However, I also took this chance to draw Matt from Eddsworld because he's cool. The next comment asks, can you please draw a banhammer bonking someone? I know, the absolute perfect, most beautiful, scrumptious comment to bonk. Yeah, there we go. User Mothingman comments very fittingly, can you please draw a cherry on top of the Mothman? This person commented as just a strawberry emoji, so instead of that cherry, I'm gonna draw a strawberry on top of his head. Make a cool sun. I'm gonna do that thing that we all did and draw the sun on the top corner. Tomato! Mothman can have it. Or can you please do a cat fused as a caterpillar, please? I need it! And if you see this, and do, thank you. Can you believe that there's actually caterpillars that look like this in real life? They're adorable. Big banana. Need I say more other than big banana? Draw a brittle star? Thank you. On the topic of things that I just can't believe exist, like first we got the caterpillar, now we got these things. Ooh, here's a fun idea. Draw yourself and the next 5 comments with friendship bracelets? I think that would be very cute. You know those like DIY kits that you got where they gave you all the cool plastic rubber bands? Yeah, that. I want to be one of the friendship bracelets drawings. Draw me, please. Oh my god, how did you know? Spaceship eating burger, please. I am so sorry to this one burger. Does it count if I just put the bracelet on the tip of the rocket? I think it counts. Okay, this comment got like 600 likes when I saw it. Here's my money. Now please draw Sackboy doing a kickflip. Sackboy is the main character from Little Big Planet, by the way. I feel like a body of yarn would be really difficult to draw, but we're here to try new things and I actually surprised myself with this one. Thank you for your request. I'm sorry I didn't see your comment earlier. Could you possibly draw a spiky artificer from Ring World? If you see this, have a wonderful day. Actually, I don't know all that much apart from the characters in Rain World, which is why I'm also really surprised to see a bunch of these Rain World comments. I've drawn Slugcat like at least 2 times now. Still doing the friendship bracelet things, gotta remember that. Next. Wait, is that 100 Australian dollars? If you're doing another one, draw a shark snuggling a cat. First off, oh my god. Second off, this is one of the cutest things I've ever drawn. I really don't know what to say. Thank you for being so generous. This person as well, they asked me to draw Lucario or Riolu. When I was in elementary, Lucario was a big favorite of mine, so I'm gonna draw Lucario. Can you draw your favorite JoJo's character? Oh. Thank you! I totally definitely only drew this because I like the way you said thank you, and not because this was an excuse for me to draw more JoJo art. I drew Kakyoin and I also drew him exactly 1 year ago. Ah, memories. Next up we have another JoJo one. Draw orb with a stand, either an existing one or something new. I'm just gonna self-indulge a little bit even though I don't think I would have this in real life. I really like White Album and I'm gonna draw myself in the White Album suit thing. To anyone who's out of the loop, he's got ice powers and figure skating. The Plants vs. Zombie Sunflower's already here, so it's only fair we add a pea shooter as well. And the ghost pepper as well, and this time it's eating some spicy food. I do not know anyone who could possibly tolerate boiled potatoes with salt. APL Let's Draw Crow eating pizza. I did draw this one cat running after pizza, and because I love fun, I'm combining this comment with yet another one, just simply saying pizza pirate. Please draw pizza cat. Oh my god, are you okay? It kind of looks like it's delivering some to the caterpillar, which is wholesome. Draw pizza! Explosion! Bang bang! Say less, I already did it. If you do another one, maybe make a little pizza guy. Abracadabra. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, 2 more pizza ones and then we're never touching this ever again. Draw me, please? Thanks. This pizza's totally not a bribe. My initial plan was just to slap on the color palette to this guy, but that felt a little insincere, so I drew him down here. Thank you for the pizza. He's got very cool jester circus-themed avatar. Last but not least, a little guy eating pizza, because this person said please. Something that always bugged me about this comment is that the username's hamster, but the profile picture's giving me a hard time believing that. On to some non-pizza related comments. Terraria, you say? Duke Fishron sushi sounds perfect. I am so much more experienced in drawing soy sauce bottles after that recent video. Hi. Hello. Can you draw my profile picture drinking some boba? It was a little bit hard to tell what kind of pattern the cat had, but I think I got it down pretty okay. The leaf looks too simple to be on this over-detailed strawberry, so I'm gonna change that too. Make an orb jamming out to the underground theme from Terraria. I gave myself a platinum pickaxe alongside it. Draw a cat drinking soy sauce, please. Don't ever do this. You should make some rainbow orbs. Well, first off, they gotta come from rainbows, obviously. And now we can draw a bunch of them falling out of the sky, kind of like that one slime rain event. And because I love fun, I'm making this a double rainbow. Hello. You should draw yourself in a washing machine. That would be silly. Jarvis, spin him around and make him feel dizzy. Draw yourself as bread. I'm not even kidding. Because of the amount of bread comments there have been, I have substantially improved in drawing bread over this past year. Like, I used to just draw these tan slabs. Draw yourself but buff and doing the Dio repose. I'll draw them next to all the other JoJo stuff. I am not ready to draw pectoral muscles just yet. Pretend like it doesn't exist, but swole arms I can do swole arms. There was also this one asking directly for a JoJo pose, and I'm not gonna say no to that. By the way, all of the JoJo poses actually originate from fashion models, and it's a really good way to get dynamic poses if you ever need them. So instead of looking up dynamic pose reference on Pinterest, you can look up, like, fashion model poses. Can you draw yourself patting the viewer on the head? Draw yourself going to sleep. I'm actually kind of tired. I'm probably gonna go to bed and then record the rest in the morning. This is the most amount of orbs I've drawn in like one place. There's so many of them. Draw yourself in different styles of clothing. Well, that's a little broad. Don't worry though, because I'm gonna let the fate of this next quiz decide. Basic. That's a little offensive, but like... Oh! Never mind, I'll use the power of this next quiz to decide for me. Enter your name. Well, you know me, I'm just Sedef. 90s Molgoth. Okay, I think I can work with this. There's already a bunch of me in this section of the drawing, and I'm just gonna draw over me, because there's no need to make another one. You've seen a duck with lemonade, however I present to you duck with cup of coffee. Queso holding his kitty. There's actually this one very specific image that I'm thinking of, and I'm gonna use that one. This section of the video is for my friend who really likes queso. Hello, you are cool. Draw Siffrin from In Stars and Time. So Siffrin is the main protagonist from the game In Stars and Time. I've never played the game, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and maybe I'll get around to it sometime. First impressions, they remind me a lot of Nico from One Shot. Make a silly bus. I didn't want to just make a bus and slap a smiley face on it, and also because vehicles are hard, I made a bug bus, because bug rhymes with bus. Gojo eating a alive donut. Okay, that sounds simple enough for me. Commenter Goose's request for Goose. I'm gonna try and draw the one from Untitled Goose Game, because that one's my favorite goose of all the geese. Could you draw yourself with some of your fellow artist friends OCs? I love drawing my friends. I will take every single opportunity I can to draw my friends. This is your sign to draw your friends, because they're cool, and I think they would be really happy. Catbird! Just like last time, there's already plenty of birds on this canvas, I just added some cat ears to all of them. Life update. I made new brushes, and we're gonna be drawing a couple of these with these new brushes. Gyro's up late eating a pizza. God, I thought that was the last pizza comment. Netflix, we love weekly episodes. Netflix, please give us weekly episodes. I hit you with my stand, which lets you give us weekly episodes. Draw my profile picture handing out candy to the next 5 comments. Okay, next 5 comments, all of you deserve candy. I first drew Bob, which obviously is a very majestic and fancy rock. What counts as majestic? Unicorns are majestic. Get a little unicorn horn. The comment itself has a top hat in it, so we're gonna just add on the top hat as well. I drew a second strawberry cat, which was pretty fun. Look at this little guy. And then I took it away from its family to be with the ghost. A chunky orb. I don't have anything to say. We have another person asking for the profile picture to be drawn, which icons and profile pictures never fail to surprise me, because what do you mean you have a hamster hamburger as their icon? Also, I'm adding another hamster onto this hamburger we have because, yeah. Another profile picture comment, and the final comment that's being offered candy to is this one. It is this person's cat. Also, I really like this cat. I'm gonna just draw it separately. It doesn't count as 2 comments. It's still one. It's still the same comment. Yeah. Hi, Orb. Hello. If you could, please draw Luce and Amity from the Owl House holding hands. Thank you. I kind of want to continue Owl House now because I see these 2 everywhere and they're so cute. Why do you sound like Smokey Bee? Can you please make Tenna? When I started this, Chapter 3 and 4 was not a thing in Deltarune yet. Oh my god. Dude, I can't wait for Chapter 3 and 4 to release. I'll have a great view of the fandom collectively digging themselves out of the bunker. And I was right! You've inspired me to draw ever since. Aw. I hope you're still drawing when this video comes out, and if not, then you should. Can you draw a froggy? I'm actually gonna use those Lego frogs as a reference. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Orb Assassin doing air assassination. A little violent for my tastes, but I'm still gonna draw it on here. A tree in the sunset. It's about time this harbor got more greenery around. I think adding trees to this was a good idea. I really like this specific part of the drawing where like a lot of comments resided by this harbor, and it's so nice. And finally, to top this first 100, hi Orb. Can you draw yourself as an anime character in a duel with a flying eye? I love being able to draw in different art styles. It's like one of my favorite things that I discovered this year, and I really recommend it. Giving them these super dramatic anime eyes. I made it more so like a manga duel panel, but I like how it turned out either way. I wanted to make it as epic as possible for this final drawing, and added some final details before concluding that we made it to 700. These are always such huge, epic milestones for me, and let's see how Past Me thinks about it. Okay, that's 100 comments. Okay, I didn't sound all that enthusiastic because I knew I had a lot more to go through, but regardless, I think it's good to recognize how far you've come already, and I want to make amends to that, so. To celebrate this huge milestone, I got some iced coffee. Yay! And very well needed coffee because I have a long way of drawing ahead of me. After that much-needed beverage, my first course of action was to start up on comment 701, which is necessary for the rest of this video because that is the numerical order we're going in. This one goes out to all of my Marvel rival fans. I wish I had more to say about it, but my computer does not have enough storage for me to play the game. After struggling to find a drawing I was happy with, this is very uncanny. I ended up just following a reference because sometimes you just need to do that. Somebody asking for a banana to be drawn haunts every other comments video, and this video is no exception. Here, Casey's cat can hold on to it. Hi Orb, could you add Ghostface? On top of that, adding a banana to this canvas was probably just what I needed. At that point, I was likely in need of drawing something a little simpler. Obviously, I wouldn't know because I recorded this audio months from now, but I'm sure myself from the past need to take it easy for a little bit. Draw me. Hey, you kinda look like me, but a little bit more nefarious looking, and also with wings. Can you draw peanut butter holding a butter knife holding toast that looks like you? Okay. You know, I never thought shading reflections would be so nice until I hit this, like, zone while I was shading this jar of peanut butter. I don't even like peanut butter that much in real life. It's pretty good, but discoveries happen in the most unlikeliest of places. Don't actually believe me, I made that quote up. Butter! I'm subscribed. Now you got the peanut butter, the toast, and the butter knife, and the butter. Frog hat, please. Okay. I want to put the frog hat on someone. Who am I going to put it on? The next comment is a mantis shrimp because it said it would make them really happy. It also made me happy because I forgot these guys existed. The colors for this creature are just naturally so gosh darn beautiful, and this was one of my favorite things to color. Can you draw a cat orb? Wow, that's been a staggering couple minutes. Luckily, 600 left us with plenty of this guy. I wasn't really satisfied with the ears on its own, so I went ahead and added some whiskers and a nose. Please draw Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I like the purple one, so I'm gonna draw the purple one. Draw a duck in space. Huh. I haven't been down to the 400 comment section in a while, but we have a space here. I hope you enjoyed the space getting filled with a duck screaming. That says, draw me. Me. Isabelle from Animal Crossing? Here's an offering. I'll take the rose, thank you. On the trivia section of her wiki, it says that she likes to walk to the beach listening to the soothing waves and collecting seashells, but because of her shift, she doesn't get to do it much. Aw. Draw a blue castle crasher. I drew down the blue knight around the same time a friend started playing with me, but I chose to be performative and drew another one. After like half a year, I finally finished this game with a friend as well. That was really fun. So if you remember last time, we drew Apollo, which is June from actually Rhea's character, and now I'm drawing that character's wife, and there wasn't enough space for me to draw them next to each other, and I feel kind of bad for that. So I settled with putting her reflection in his glasses because Apollo loves his wife. Yep, that's the only reason. Nothing devastating happens. You. Me. Can you make an orb plush in a fighter jet? Huh. You are automatically cool if you know which fighter jet I'm referencing. Party Noob is an NPC from a funny elevator video game, and I'd be happy to give him a place on this canvas. There. If you ever do another one, could you draw Chainsaw Man if he was fused with an orb instead of a chainsaw? I feel uneasy thinking about that for some reason. I had to pull out the big QB blocks for this one because I had to live up to how cool Chainsaw Man was, and I had to make this thing look cool. We're gonna take some creative liberty and make the hands like slowly shift into obsidian. I also want to say that I drew this before going to see the super well animated Chainsaw Man movie. That was awesome. The soundtracks were ringing in my head for days. Draw Depressed 2 from Teapot. I really need to finish that series. And since this video is the last one to the series, I wanted to dedicate a little bit more time to these generous people who donated doubloons for the series. Seriously, thank you so much for this generosity. Though, financially or not, it is everyone who commented which made the series possible, and I pay my sincerest thank yous to that. But I'm gonna hold that sappiness for later. I have comments to draw. My friend Skullsy commented this one. Can you draw us in a Frutiger Arrow style?
Yo, it's Skullsy.
I had to really use my noggin for the Skullsy design, but drawing me was just no problem at all. If only regularly rendering would be this easy. Hi, how are you? Not insane? I like drawing. Can you draw my Sono giving you a high five? I want to give you a high five. That did not sound like a high five. That was a high five, I promise. I'm very surprised we haven't drawn Luffy up until now, but that's nothing we can't change. Please draw an orb cookie. This kind of looks like a cookie made from like tar or oil. I'm sorry if I ruined your appetite. Orb toaster. Yeah, you're just putting orb into the end of every single noun. You guys are funny. There were two comments next to each other asking for their profile pictures to be drawn, so I paired them up together. One of them is a shy fella with a paper bag on their head, and the other one's a neon purple gorilla with a party hat. Such is the way of the internet. Greetings, super citizen. At this very moment, democracy faces its darkest hour as the enemy forces try to seize control of the super Earth. What? Draw a girl with long hair wearing a dino hoodie holding an old plush donkey, or draw a brown marble tabby cat. The first thing was really descriptive, and we already got a lot of cats on the screen, so I chose the first one. A jelly man. A man turned to jelly. Hey, can you draw a kakapo? This bird is so silly, I love it. They kind of look like an owl and a New Zealand kiwi bird got mixed together, which makes sense, these birds are both from New Zealand. This comment section is back at it again, surprising me with animals I didn't even know existed, and I'm not complaining at all. I love nature, I love plants, I love animals. I love plants. Revisiting a couple comments, the only Miata on this drawing is now cursed forever because someone asked for a Miata with their tongue out. You should draw your dog. I do indeed have a dog, and you can hear her sometimes. This is how she looks like, just trust me. She looks a little lonely, but we'll give her something later. I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect a K-pop Demon Hunter character to appear, but can you draw Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters? Yes, absolutely, yes, I'm really, really happy to put a KDH character on this canvas. For comment 138, I just gave my dog a teddy bear, because she deserves one. Again, with more Deltarune content, can you draw Rousey? I've drawn Chris, I've drawn Susie, yes, I can draw Rousey. Now the fun gang is all here. Are you able to draw ham-a-nations? I mean, I've never thought of making cold meat a country, but here we are. Unless you're talking about ham-a-nations as in the YouTuber, then yes, I can draw him too. Draw Teto, but not just any Teto, Tetoris. Please draw a wolf. Currently, there's a really beautiful game called Neva, and in there's a really, really cool wolf with antlers. It was actually recommended to me by one of my viewers, which I just gotta appreciate. Thank you. Comment 742, giving bunny ears to a sunflower looks kinda cursed. Okay, actually, scratch that. Let's try that again and give a sunflower to a bunny instead. There we go, that looks cuter. Alright, here's something I haven't tried yet. I'm gonna go back to the previous episodes and pick out some comments I didn't draw. For example, somebody commented for this video, Orb, if you do another one, then can you draw my national animal, the jaguar? Because who knows, maybe we missed out on some really good ones. Obrigado. Draw a pumpkin man, but purple. I'm gonna put you snucked up right next to the jaguar. Orb should draw Pachycephalosaurus. This person knew that this was my favorite dinosaur. Thank you. I like that they have hard shells on the top of their heads that they use to headbutt things, and the Pokemon Cranidos was inspired off of this. Hi Orb, please draw Orb eating a mini orb. Oh, don't really have words for this one. I'm sorry. Hello. Hi. Draw a gray rabbit, PLS. You know, I think I've drawn more rabbits on this canvas than I have throughout my entire lifetime of drawing. You know, I'm not complaining. I'm finding out that rabbits are really cute. How in the world did I miss a JoJo comment? This person says, draw part 3 JoJo character. Kind of surprised we don't have Dio on here. I mean, except for Dio Brando, but that's like, that doesn't count. So I remedied that. I made it count. I'm not really in the mood to draw something super buff right now, so we're gonna do what we did with the other Dio, which is just make him chibi. Fun fact, in the original JoJo manga, I believe Dio's eye colors were actually green, and then for the anime release they changed it to orange to have make him more evil. And now Dio is in fact here. I'm just gonna put this over onto this one. And then I went ahead and did the actual thing, which was pretty easy. The shape of an avocado already kind of looks like a cat's body, so it made it easier. Hello. Hi. Can you draw a blob with a flower hat? Actually, let's go back to the harbor because I have a perfectly blob-shaped creature that is perfect for a flower hat on them. A sunflower fit the vibe of this guy, and it is what I gave him. If you do a 300 one, then add bread to it. But since the 300 video, we have got a lot of bread, so I guess that person got their wish. Yippee. Add up a doof. I'm gonna add it right next to Dio. Dio's like showing him off. Behold, Bidoof. Acrid from Risk of Rain 2 chewing on a lime and being a goober. I sincerely love Risk of Rain 2. I love how scattered the lore is, and it's a big recommend from me. I could be here all day. And of course I love Acrid. He's a dog. He's a good dog. Salute to your wrist. Thank you. Suggestion. Add a red hibiscus flower. I think the hibiscus would look great next to the jaguar. This was one of the most satisfying things to draw in color. This was really fun. The NTDM and Treyor is doing a silly experiment. Love your vids. They're entertaining. Thank you. Thank you. This is my Minecraft Showcase fanfiction where they unleash the Pachycephalosaurus back into the canvas, and Dantinium's like, whoa, what the heck are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna repurpose some comments from the 300 comments video now. I thought this one was pretty cool. Can you draw a vampire bunny with a pink hair clip? Yay, now the gray bunny has a friend. I didn't really know what color to make the bunny, but I found this really cool image of one that's like super muddy, and I decided to name this bunny Mod because it sounds similar to mud. Draw you in a box. This one's actually from 6 days ago. I keep getting comments on like my old videos when the most recent video is out already, and I'm just still like, no, I can't use this one. But now I can actually, so hey. Shark buff. Draw now. We had an entire squad that was working out together, and maybe this shark wants to join them but is socially anxious. Here, buddy, you can work out with me. Hey, can you draw a ant eating a watermelon? I don't think I've ever drawn an ant this detailed apart from like the little squiggly raisin dot things. Here's to this year where I drew a detailed ant. Hooray. And then I doodled a Bakio from JoJo's because I can't seem to stop myself. You should totally draw Marina and Pearl from Side Order. I've been obsessed with the game. These characters look incredible. Unfortunately, I'm not the owner of a Switch, and I don't know when I will be. Still though, really cute characters. I hope I invoked their personalities well enough. I am so late. Well, can you draw a capybara eating an orange, please? I thought the capybara would be a great fit right next to the bunnies and all the other animals. We got a little animal sanctuary section right here. And also the next comment correlates perfectly because it's just orange with sunglasses draw. For someone whose cranium is currently being devoured, it looks pretty unfazed. Draw an orange fishing. Wow, we are on a roll with orange comments. This guy specifically really wants donuts. I think my favorite part of drawing donuts is that for the frosting, you can always make it super nice and reflective. It's really satisfying to draw. And like, apparently these ones are donuts as well. I would like to politely disagree. With the hole gone, you are missing the whole point of the donut. I should add a fish, says this comment. I've added plenty of fish, but one more can't hurt. Draw a bush human mutant guy. Okay, so like Bigfoot. I don't really have a name for this guy, so you guys can name him. Orb, can you please draw Orb as a bread PLS? I always seem to stumble into these bread comments, and I'm finding out that the issue is I'm running out of bread ideas. And when I run out of ideas, I turn to my good friend UQuiz. Hello, UQuiz. I tried this first what bread matches your personality quiz, and ooh, okay, I cannot show that bottom part. But it's a little TMI, isn't it? So I tried again and I got a more appropriate description. Ciabatta, is that how you pronounce it? Okay, I'll take it. I'll be this. Pop that image right there. And there is me as a cut loaf of ciabatta. Better recognized as these brown breads that you put on sandwiches. There's a section of my 300 comments video where I made hot chocolate for the first time, and you use milk for your hot cocoa. People don't use milk for hot chocolate. Who doesn't? Any normal person, which left me a little confused, but I want to hear them out. I want to try no milk hot chocolate. Jump scare. Oh, I have the recipe here pulled up. No milk hot chocolate. Cocoa powder, chocolate. Okay, that's enough. Okay, I way overestimated the portion. Who are you? Okay, let's give this thing a try. Oh god, I burned myself. It's a lot more chocolatey than the last time because it has a bigger concentration of chocolate than milk. It's good. I like it.
Please draw Shrimpo with his family of shrimps. Shrimpo's from I actually have no idea what's going on behind this. I'm just voicing this over. Orb could be drawing a family of poor little shrimps being cooked by the steaks while Shrimpo, the Shrimpo dad is like, hey kids, let's go home. And then they come home and then they're like, oh my god, I'm home. Oh no, oh, I'm being cooked now. Yeah.
Please. I don't know what I was supposed to draw, but they had the little face, so I gave it to this fish. I'm not sure, Orb, if you're still doing this, but can you draw my baby Baymax with Tadashi's ghost hovering over him while he's holding Hiro? Shortly after this comment, I also ended up rewatching Big Hero 6 with 2 of my friends, and that was amazing. The last time I watched it was at like 6 years old, so it was nice to finally understand what I was watching. If you see this, please draw a cherry blossom inspired samurai. Huh. So I made the crest in the center on his helmet like a sakura petal, and I took some inspiration off of this Risk of Rain skin. I thought it'd be awesome to give this guy like an animal companion, and what better animal than a cute snake in a top hat. I made them pink as well to fit the vibe. Kinda looks like he's manifesting spirit animal energy. Also, we can't forget about the top hat. Draw a patch of grapes that all have top hats and the face, please. I did draw a patch of faceless grapes earlier, so this just makes my job a lot simpler. While editing this, I realized I forgot about the top hats, so I'm adding them back on right now. I really love your art. Thank you. If you see this, can you draw an orb ice cream scoop with a blackberry on it? Overall, I think I'm gonna make the ice cream a mysterious blue flavor. And then I melted myself to become the drizzle. This doesn't really look appetizing on its own, so adding the blackberry there actually really helped a lot. I think I'm gonna put it here with the other ice creams. You, Orb, are very, very, very wonderful, and your art's amazing. You deserve a hug. Could you draw a little guy in my profile picture giving you a hug, please? I tried my best to replicate the character in the profile picture. You're very kind, thank you. Let's go! I hope I make it in. Was this comment a duplicate? I remember seeing you before. Okay, whatever. Sure, you can make it in. I'm just never gonna tell you. Comment 780. Draw either the kid from Kid Cosmic or Hilda from Hilda. Seriously, both underrated shows on Netflix. I can speak on behalf for one of them. Hilda is an incredibly underrated piece of media. I never really see people talk specifically about the series, so I'd love to hear if you have your own thoughts about this. Hilda also has a deer fox companion named Twig, and I absolutely had to add him. This person was really, really happy to see Hyuna, and also requested for me to draw Harry the Platypus. I think I'm gonna draw him running alongside Hilda. I just think that would be funny. Okay, I've been doing comments from old videos, but going back to where this all started, which is from a community post, people are still leaving comments there. Oh my god. Honestly, I completely forgot that this series started from not a video, but from a community post. Reading Sua from Alien Stage's trivia page, it states that she's able to do quick mental math. 784, a happy seal with a tall top hat. I've already got a couple of happy seals down here. There's no harm in giving them a top hat. Yay! No, wait, that's not the comment. Add your favorite animal, eating your favorite food. A lot of animals are cool, but one of my favorite extinct animals is this little sea creature named the Anomalocaris. I was a pretty big fan of making guacamole around this time, so I made him eating a tortilla chip with guacamole. Among a lot of other life skills, such as fixing a flat tire or learning how to iron your clothes, learning how to make guacamole is one of them. Unless you don't like guacamole, then you can make it for your friends. Unless they all hate guacamole. Sandwich. If you don't want to learn how to make guacamole, then you should learn how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. When I started cooking, they were one of the first things I learned how to make. I added some egg in there and then boom, breakfast sandwich. Fox in a flower field. Were you the same person from 1 month ago? I think it's kind of a funny unintentional goof, so I'm keeping it in. If you remember, Hilda's pet companion is actually a deer fox, and I gave him a super pretty sceneric background. Dear Orb, can you draw a rocket eating a burger? The drawing and what is happening in itself is something that confuses me as well. For comment 789, I had to draw a toad desperately trying to catch me. That was kind of fun. Calming down from that, the next comment is just maple syrup. I've only had this like twice in my life, and I honestly forgot the difference between regular syrup. Please draw a Luna Moth. All of my past moths have been like these white beige ones, and they're a little bit bland if I draw too many of them, so the Luna moths being green are perfect. Look, box character landed on your head. I will draw a single macaroni on toast as requested by this commenter, and now give it to you. Congrats, Cake Creations. You've created a macaroni on toast. Hello, Orb. Hello. Can you please draw a cat eating a grape? It can be any color you want. Thank you. It might have been a bad idea to make these grapes conscious. Oh well. Draw a dragon made of clouds. I have some beautiful puffy clouds that I can expand into a dragon. I really like Spirited Away, and I wanted to draw some inspiration from that. Can you please draw a banana duck? That seems simple enough. Bananas themselves are already curved, but I made this one even curvier. More animals! Hi Orb, can you draw a little baby snake poking out of an egg? Love your art, by the way. Speaking of animals, can you hear that? Those are birds. I can't record. I gotta wait another 5 minutes until they be quiet. Please make the cutest axolotl in the world. Owning an axolotl is something that I'll never do, but kudos to the people who can take care of one. Yo, let's cook this comment into a burger. Now we gotta flip it and cook the other side of this burger. I am freaking obsessed with your artwork, thank you! Also, can you draw an LED light that says orb? So I went to a relatively dark area, it was right by the black hole. Drawing LED lights are actually pretty easy, you just use the color that you want the light to be, go over it with a soft airbrush, and then you go over it with a thinner white marker. I also made an orb LED, but instead of the text, this one, it's just me. Before I read out this comment, I have a story. I was hanging out on magma.com when someone recognized me. Oh my goodness, your orb? Yeah, That's so cool. I wanted to participate in your video, but I don't have a YouTube account, so can I comment and leave my suggestion through here? Okay. Miko from Glitch Text. Hi, Next Best. This is for you. You're very nice. Also, that was a one-time thing. Nobody else can ask me. I found a bundle of even more super chat comments, which thank you so much, you guys. The support for the series is incredible. My first course of action was to draw this pangolin in a fancy hat, which I kickstarted by searching up the color brown and pasting that into my canvas. Looking back at this footage, I really don't know what I was doing, but it does get the job done, and I have a pangolin now. I don't think I've ever properly drawn a portal of any kind on this canvas. The first time I had ever seen a portal gun in a video game before wasn't from Portal. It was from Terraria. I ended up playing Portal with friends later on, and that was fun. I have a lemon axolotl here. Sorry, buddy, this might hurt. The next comment comes from Popcat Kingdom. Hamster, and then draw in parentheses, just in case I didn't know. Draw a humanoid 3D printer. What? You see how many things that are in there? How am I gonna figure this out? I drew a semi-transparent cube with a bunch of things I didn't understand on the inside. I actually really like this gimmick. If anyone wants to use this, go ahead. Make the next drawing next to a black hole that reverts it through the drawing process. Like, first removing color, and the closer it gets, the more the sketch lines show. I think it would be cool. I paired it up with the next comment, which says, draw Gumi with the other Vocaloids. Finally getting her well-deserved spot. Love your drawings, Orb! Thank you for the flower. These two comments combined together made it into a pretty cool drawing. I actually used to listen to Gumi back in like 2018. I didn't even realize it was her. Please draw Skid and Pump from Sir Pello's Spooky Month series. I didn't sketch for this one and jumped straight into liner because I be lazy. These guys are really easy and fun to draw. It's a pretty big breath of fresh air before I jump into something more complicated again. You are a very epic person. My suggestion is 3 possums screaming at moon because I love possums, please. We have a moon from a previous video and I thought it'd be funny to make the possums beside it. I was worried about running out of space for this canvas, so I only drew one. It's got the rage of all 3 possums inside of it. Please draw a bread dragon snuggling a burger cat. Where's my burger cat that I drew? Oh my god, I can't believe it's so old. It's probably getting moldy by this point. I was happy to add the bread dragon into the family of bread. I'm really happy that my ability to draw dragons has gotten better throughout the series. I'm not even gonna show you my old ones because you'll make fun of me and I'll cry. Hey Orb. I'm currently sick and might have pneumonia. But anyways, can you draw a Yeep holding an RPG from the game Yeeps? It's been a while since you've left that comment and I really do hope that you're feeling better. I've never heard of this game before, but the characters are super cute. They look like little sock puppets. Drawing that RPG was really fun too. Hi Orb. I love your vids. You've inspired me to draw so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Favorite BFB or Teapot character? It has been a while. Oh my gosh. I remember really liking Tennis Ball actually, so I think I'm gonna draw Tennis Ball. Hello! I love Undertale and my favorite character is Napstablook, who I think is severely underrated, so I think you should make Napstablook trying to scare one of the next drawings. Have a good day. Look, he's trying his best, and I believe that one day he'll be able to scare someone. The commenter asked for them to be scaring another comment, so let's see, who's next? Draw a cat that is a galaxy. Love your vids, you're so good at art, thank you. You people are so freaking kind in the comment section, I just want to say. I hope you know that they do not go unnoticed. He's trying to scare the cat, but it's a little confused. Orb, your art is amazing. I love the way you color things. I want to see your take on a Plague Doctor. Plague Doctor? Okay, well, first of all, we gotta do the emoticon one. Bracket, line, 8, and then 7. And now we gotta draw an actual Plague Doctor.
Hi.
I see a lot of different colors being assigned to plague doctors, but I personally like mine to be purple and orange. I see plague doctors as purple, and that's cool because one of my friends is purple. This was actually pretty hard to draw, so I hope you like it.
Hello. Don't put that one in. Don't use that.
What kinds of bread have I not drawn yet? Oh no. I don't know what kind of bread this is, but I've seen some snails with shells that kind of look like this bread, so I'm gonna call it the snail bread. It looks like the yeep is friggin' getting ready to blow up this bread. An orb cat dissolving into water like a bath bomb. Oh my gosh. Orb, get out of there, you're dying, and also, you're contaminating the water. Rather morbid, but okay. Frisk and Azrael hugging each other. I agree, they are a cute duo. I really like drawing Deltarune on this canvas, but I'll always welcome more Undertale comments. That crunch of that timestamp was so satisfying. If you end up doing a 700 comments thing, draw a happy Blahaj sipping from a coconut. I gave the shark next to Josuke a coconut drink. You should draw a calico cat eating a crying burnt shrimp. Also love your art. So, I burnt one of Shrimpo's families. Is the calico sad for the shrimp or sad because it can't eat it anymore? By the way, don't eat burnt food. That gives you super ultra mega cancer. They gave me 2 options here, so I'm gonna choose the first one. Hello, Orb. Hello. If there's a 700 one, can you draw you in a duck onesie? Not only am I in a duck onesie, I am also holding a lost duck. Does anyone here own ducks? This one might be yours. Well, it depends on whether you're watching this in the spring or not. Jellyfish human, eating whatever food you like right now. You're so amazing, Orb. Oh my god. There's a kind of marble jellyfish that have these like black vertices, and I'm taking inspiration off of that. This is gonna sound kind of silly, but right now I've just been enjoying like hummus. Just hummus. I call it Orb. Rhymes with grug. No, it doesn't. You get an honorable blue cube for that in reference to your profile picture. I love the series. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Can you please draw a picture that says bread on it? Cool. At least I'll make it nice. I'll make it a picture frame. I'll put it right next to the snail bread as if it was like a museum showcase. So, last time I drew Luca from Alien Stage and killed him. Could you draw Ghost Luca being shocked as he looks at his body? I thought he was passed out, but I mean, this kind of confirms something else. Can I have a cat mango laying on top of doggy mango? Aww. Yeah, there's a little bit of space up here. You know what? Really glad that we had something to fill up this empty white chunk here. Please add some beetles. I love them. Any kind. I feel like we can use some more red. I want to draw a fire-colored beetle. I really like them too. Whenever you pick one up, you can kind of feel its claws gripping onto your skin. Can you draw your favorite color? I guess we can just, I also went ahead and stylized it a ton. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it. Actually, I might put the next comment inside it. Maybe a little pumpkin guy? I think that would be cute. Continuing with the fact that orange looks good with purple, I put the pumpkin guy inside of there. Who needs to buy a real pumpkin when you can buy yourself an expensive drawing tablet and then make a pumpkin to carve? Draw any character from the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm gonna hide Jax in the purple as well. Do you have advice on how to doodle better? Doodles are like when you draw with your brain turned off, so a lot of these repeating patterns with like shapes are pretty good. If you want to do it more often, then I just suggest carrying a notebook with you. I have a sketchbook that I take to places, so there's a lot of doodles in there. I've heard certain flowers are actually edible and some of them are pretty tasty. One of my friends showed me that there's these certain types of flowers where you bite the back of it and you can actually taste something sweet. Dear Orb, please draw a snowman with a cardboard top hat and a cheese nose because I like snowman and cheese and have a box collection. Sincerely, DinoBoo2468. Dear DinoBoo, I humbly thank you for your comment and would be more than delighted to add your snowman with a top hat and cheese. I am a fine Parmesan cheese enjoyer myself and I wish you well in your future box collection. All the best, Orb. P.S. For creative liberty purposes, I gave him an eye patch. Hi Orb, can you draw Grub from Hollow Knight? Hollow Knight? Wait, it's you! So that's what you meant by rhymes with Grug. I cannot for the life of me figure out a color grade that I want to go with this guy. Hollow Knight Grub impression. And while I'm at it, let me add Hornet. I plan to play this game as soon as I finish Hollow Knight, and I gotta finish Hollow Knight, but it's so difficult. Super late, but can you please draw a squirrel in the crown? You know, I've never been too good with drawing animals. Maybe animal anatomy is something I should practice for next year. I saw this in a documentary once, but some of these guys will pretend to bury their food so that other squirrels will see them burying the food and they'll think that they hid them in a place where in reality they didn't. Did you know that? I didn't. Well, until I saw a documentary. I thought that was cool. You know, the bumpiness of strawberries that they have because of their seeds has always freaked me out a little bit. I don't know if that's just me though. But I think their flavor redeems themselves. Hi, for the next one, could you draw Ina from Ina Dream Barbecue? Holy polygons, let's see if I get this right. The whole franchise with Ina is so weird and surreal and I absolutely love it. I watched a playthrough, but the game's free on Steam. I think this is the 3rd time I'm drawing sushi for this challenge. So the fish in this case would be a big puffy cloud, the dried seaweed is a storm cloud, and the rice are these flat clouds called stratuses. If you see this, draw you T-posing with an intense stare. How is this for intense? Hi Orb, can you draw a clover? I put a little clover in the flower field. Scratch! Ow, why would you do that? Draw orange juice going on a date with apple juice, please. We can have the orange juice carton calling up someone from the phone because we can travel all the way back to the start, where we drew our first juice carton, who is now getting a call from someone. It's all coming full circle. All these juice cartons reminded me of the straw, and I decided to give it some fancy backgrounds. And Ina too, because why not? Sakabambaspis. Oh my god. Oh my god, the face jump scared me. What the heck? What is this? I've seen this guy in memes. I'm too afraid to question what it is, so we're gonna move on. It came out kind of cute in the drawing though. Latest comment ever, but I'd love to see you draw a silly little alien cat. I'm gonna put it right under the Boobalobapsis because they're equally alien to me. Green mixed with blue liner is always really nice. The next comment was pretty simple. It just asked me for a bowl full of water. What was not pretty simple was rendering the water. Rendering the water is difficult. But sometimes life is tough and now I have to draw a bottle of water. And also, oh my god, is that profile picture a face or a sunset? I chose to be smart about this and actually sketched out the basic shapes before working on the liner, which definitely helped a lot. This time, this bottle was actually harder than drawing the water itself. Can you draw a hornbill? By this point in time in editing, it was New Year's and I decided to take a well-deserved break. I was in the middle of a 2-week Minecraft phase and I decided to hop on the server with my friends. Copper is like the- Minecraft copper would be like the opposite. It would be an antonym to scarce.
Scars? You scares?
Scars.
Orb, no! Orb, you're trolling me, right?
Scarcity.
You have to be-
I've been saying it like that. Scarce, I mean, tomato, right? Drawing this bird was really fun. It was really nice to stylize the feathers like this. So I went along and found a new bird comment. Can you draw a red-capped plover, please? There's actually a species similar to this called the piping plover, and I think their baby photos are funny. Look at their legs, they're like taller than their entire bodies. Birds are really cool, I hope I get to draw more of them sometime. Or snake. I dropped all my Slytherin stickers to comment this. Fully worth it. I've only seen a couple Harry Potter movies, but I have taken the Hogwarts house quiz thing. Every time I've taken the quiz or some variation of it, I've always gotten Slytherin and Ravenclaw an equal amount of times. Setting the record straight though, I think I'm more of a Ravenclaw. I've actually drawn Nico before. This is not the first time I'm drawing Nico. The first time I drew them was all the way back at the very start of the series, and I thought it would be fun to revisit this. Here they both are, 1 year apart. Let there be more bananas on this drawing because now I'm drawing a half-peeled banana sheep. I was a little worried this would be unrecognizable from a sheep, so I played around with the limits of what can be classified as a banana. The result was this thing, and it's actually pretty cute. Could you draw a wizard fox? Thank you. I gave the fox next to the homeless wizard a promotion, and now it's an apprentice. Comment 855 was too sad and cannot be shown to the naked eye. Even this canvas can't escape the 0.1% of germs that can't be cleaned off by soap. Could you please draw you petting a Skeletolaptis? Wait, I literally drew this thing. Scampapsis, Kimbanapsis. There it is. Hey, you guys can be friends. Hello, my name is Netflix Watcher. I like the fish. Hello, I am Disco XD. I also like the fish. Yay! Yay! Afterwards, I turned that bubble next to the fish into a me. Past me would have said that this thing was scary, but now I think it's kind of cute. Hey Orb, can you draw a starling? They're my favorite bird. For this next drawing, I wanted to challenge myself and actually open up one of their wings. It was quite fun observing the references to see how wings were aligned. The colors on this reminded me of a hummingbird, and I was happy to be able to draw a bird again. Username a can of green beans _2 with a handmade green beans profile picture asks for green bean can now. Thank you. How can I not say no to that? I love the internet sometimes. I had drawn a green bean previously, but it's pretty homeless, so we're gonna give it a home now. Draw a tiny little house. It can be scary in a new environment, and I wanted to give him a warm welcome, so I renovated his house completely for free. And in standard green fashion, I gave it some more greenery. I drew a string connecting all the 4 pieces of sushi I drew, but it went all the way to Hornet's fishing rod, because for some reason I never made her catch anything. A girl with cow traits, please. I thought that jellyfish and cow would be an interesting combination, so let's do that. I gave her some tiny horns and some cow ears, but I wanted some more cow, so I covered up her face with her hair to make it look more like a Highland cow. Bing bong from Peak. This game on release had made me some of the best and most fun memories I had with my friends that year. Thank you so much, Aggro Crab. Draw a shocked emoji face because the kissing emoji face has kissed it. Mwah. I think that's good. Draw a bunny eating pasta out of a cowboy hat. I love that turtle emoji, thank you. Starting off, I'm gonna draw a very spherical bunny. Now, the hard part is drawing a cowboy hat upside down because there's not really a reference I could find for that. After giving the bunny some good old spaghetti and meatballs, I was ready to go to comment 866. Draw you with your spinach. Giant seal plush. I thought you'd never ask. I really loved drawing that comment, so I went back and redrew another comment I really loved. I drew another grub. I think a worm asking, would you still love me if I were human, would be cool. The worm is purple because I like purple. I don't know if the banana sheep would understand English, so I don't know why he's asking the sheep. But I think no matter what universe, they would still love each other.
I guess I'll ask. Can you draw the mystery twins Dipper and Mabel from Gravity Falls?
And remember, I will be back, kids. And make sure they know I'm still here.
Oh my god, Vix, you're so cool. Could you please draw Alex from Minecraft? I don't know how we got Petra from Minecraft Story Mode on this canvas before Alex. Either way, I'm not complaining. Next. Imagining Vash the Stampede in your art style would break me, not gonna lie. So, for comment 70, Vash is a character from Trigun, and that day I was feeling extra ambitious. I complicated the hell out of this drawing, but I have a friend who happens to be really into Trigun, and I wanted to pay tributes to that. The air gets warmer around you. I'll just add a bit of vapor onto the jar of maple syrup. Whether if it's you getting to this point of the video or skipping to it, it doesn't hurt to check if you've hydrated today. Water is good for you and you deserve good things. Please give the spider a tarantula friend with a hat. I misread this comment and now there's a grub with a top hat next to it. I thought the comment had read give the tarantula spider a friend with a hat, so I just assumed any friend in its place and now there's a grub. Orb cooking orb. Huh. Remember that doodle from earlier? I think I'm gonna grill this one. I'd rather not think too much about this, so we're moving on. If you see this, can you draw more of those silly blue square guys? I had a super old environment back here with these square guys. And now a pack of them has migrated over to this other sky. Last year I really did enjoy drawing those blue guys. I wasn't expecting to see them so late in the series, so it was a really pleasant surprise. Could you draw a snail with plants growing on its shell? When I stylized the leaves to be pointy on that strawberry straw, I think it left an impact because I carried it over to the snail. I'm very happy for this guy. It's like he can produce his own food to eat. A fish with a sword made of water killing a chicken was an idea that I would, at the very least, try to execute. After those earlier comments that featured a bunch of water, I was starting to grow more and more comfortable drawing more of it. Fish people are still hard to draw though. This was fun, I'm glad I gave this thing a try. I love revisiting old comments that I can add newer comments on. They also asked me what drawing program I use. I use Clip Studio Paint. Please draw a crow stuck halfway through bread, and the tiny crow has a little cracked egg on its head. Thank you if you do. I've heard of spiders living in bananas, but have you ever become puzzled by crows living inside of your bread? I legally want Tenna from Deltarune. Oh hey, we found another Tenna commenter. I'm not too sure what they have in regards to legality, but just to be safe, here's your Tenna. I love TV! Draw one, redraw one of your first ever drawings you've made. So this is one of the first ever drawings I have. It's in this very old sketchbook. I have the PNG of the picture I took when I was like 7 saved on here. We're gonna ignore the Pikachu, but I have a strange attachment to this Bonsly that I drew back then, so we're gonna try and redraw this. Now, it's important to know that I'm not actually trying to redraw Bonsly, I'm just trying to mimic the design I had for Bonsly straight from this reference. If it wasn't for this comment, I would have never revisited this specific Bonsly, so thank you. Pokemon and specifically card collecting was a huge part of my childhood, and it was nice to revisit this. But such as this old comment, we must move on with life, and that just sometimes means moving on to comment 882. You deserve more subscribers. Somewhere around 1 million? What? This is just gonna be a side little tangent, but no matter what the next awesome milestone that I'd be able to hit, I've been more than happy with what I have right now. I got you to thank, so thank you. I've been enjoying drawing dragons, so why not want more? I made this one a lot more stuffed animal-like compared to the other ones. If you're drawing a lot of them, it's good to have variety. Please make Garfield with an orb hat and toy. I never figured I'd be giving a gift to this Garfield plush, but I suppose it serves as compensation after I deliberately made the choice to give it brain damage. Can you draw a cat holding an orb plushie? This cat in a cardboard box seems pretty empty-handed, so I might as well give it something. And then I modified it even more by giving it dizzy eyes. I'm slowly running out of space on this canvas, and I need to reduce, reuse, recycle when I can. Draw a turtle, but the shell is made out of igneous rock. Unrelated, but your profile picture hit me with a wave of nostalgia. After doing a small amount of research, because I was confused on what igneous rocks were, they are a classification for rocks that form during a cooling of magma or some sort of molten rock. So like for example, when lava cools down and you get obsidian, that's an igneous rock. Do a worm with a top hat. Did a worm with a top hat. Late, but can you draw a Minecraft iron golem holding a rose? You know I couldn't resist drawing another Minecraft comment. Without the colors, it kind of looks like I'm drawing a really buff villager right now. Which I mean, that's technically what they are. Just like that last snail comment, I really enjoyed adding all the greenery onto these. There's something super nice about drawing plants. I went ahead and zoomed out to give it a scenic background just to make it a little bit nicer. A lot of these past comments have really been outside of my comfort level, and I think this night comment really did it for me. I hit a big roadblock. I just kept drawing things over and over again and none of them looked right, so I didn't even bother continuing. It was hopeless until a surge of inspiration hit me. One of my favorite characters that I saw on screen. His entire body covered in silver armor. It was Silver Chariot. Granted, I was still kind of scared of drawing this because it's still pretty out of my comfort level, but we're here to improve and this gave me the willpower to try. Shading metal is always intimidating, but it gets a little easier every time. Comment 890 will remain as one of my favorite comments that I've done on this canvas, because the emotional impact was definitely there. Draw me with next 3 comments aura farming, please. First we're gonna put the commenter here and let them bask in their own glory. And now we have the next 3 comments to look forward to. I thought one of the coolest things for a transparent orb to do was to stare deeply at the rain. And to really bring about the effect, I added lightning. Could you drop Basil from Amori? You know, I always thought that this crouching pose gave a lot of aura. I just don't know how to feel about this certain character being the one to do it. This is far from his personality. Banana Cat. I don't really feel like I need to explain this one. This thing does that just fine. Hey, don't do that. That's not good for you. 895, Cowboy Capybara. The surprise comes to absolutely nobody when I drew them in a gyro costume. It's another comment simply saying, draw me, but we can make do with this by simply taking their profile picture. When I was younger, I used to own this exact same Pichu plushie. No clue where it went, but at least it'll be capsuled on this drawing forever. Draw a fish. I actually took quite a liking to the emoticon that they sent, and I ended up turning that emoticon into a fish. Please draw an orb making ramen. Much like how I can almost taste the finish line, I first drew myself taste testing the soup to make sure they were good to dunk my noodles in. A very nice and chill food break before hitting the semi-final checkpoint. And who would have guessed when our 900th comment asks for more bread? Honestly, I have been so caught up making all of these fancy breads that I've never seen before, I need to appreciate something more simple, like just what about toast? You can never go wrong with toast. Oh my god. I gotta fit 100 more and then I'm done. The best place to find new birds to draw will always be my comment section. Please make an Americano blue wheaten chicken, or just a chicken in general rejecting bread. I specifically chose this comment because I would be drawing the blue wheaten chicken that this person owned, and above that the fact that they are absolutely gorgeous. I've been shading feathers with all sorts of techniques lately, but I do think manually making the hatching lines is gonna be my favorite one. And of course some line pattern brushes wouldn't hurt, and now it looks majestically peeved at the bread that I just drew. Hey Orb, can you please draw Ralsei, Lancer, or Tenna from Deltarune, please, if I'm not too late? I figured Lancer could have a nice spot by the fish emoticon we drew. My friend would like all of you to know that they specifically chose this Deltarune comment because it had emojis next to each of the characters and he thought that was silly. And now we take a step back from Deltarune to focus on Undertale. Can you draw you fighting Sans? For this comment, I tried to go all out for it, doing my best to make it look all cinematic. I'm even gonna add a background. And part of the reason for that is because of one of my friends who really loves Undertale. Unfortunately, this friend also does not know about my channel, and probably never will. I wasn't happy with how the Sans looked, so I got rid of it. I just couldn't resist not putting him on top of a Gaster Blaster. It was a quick idea rework, but I think it turned out better in the end. The ambient lighting really just sealed everything together. Draw Protogen, please. Okay, sounds fair enough. I can do that. I second this. Please draw Protogen. Also, to the original commenter, can I request if I join you in the drawing? I think it'd be cool if we're drawn together. If not, I understand and I hope your comment is drawn. Yes. Seeing the reply on the comment was so cute, so I just had to draw them bonding together. I did have to pan back and forth on the screenshot though, because yeah, these designs are cool but complicated for a first timer. Sophisticated snail having a tea party with his wacky friends. I know the perfect friend to put the sophisticated snail with. I figured he would need some de-stressing, and sometimes all you need is just a cup of tea. I figured I'd make his face a little bit more chill as well. I also did add some other, quote, wacky friends as told by the comment. Please draw Shadow Wizard Bunny Gang. Again. I don't know why I only drew the purple ones, as if I couldn't draw another one, but they're all together now, hooray. I'm seeing yet another Spider-Verse comment asking for Spider-Punk. But a lot of inconsistent textures for the background because that is exactly what he believes in. Never gonna believe what username handle Baby Saja commented. Please draw Baby Saja. You all know Winston from Overwatch. Well, how about Winton Overwatch? Hi Orb, please draw my OC and Tenna from Deltarune doing a cool handshake while Tenna is saying, you the big man, dog. Two rectangular prism-headed characters interacting with each other. I kinda like the fact that I'm slowly getting more and more confident with drawing Tenna. So confident this time that I actually made him a full body. I've been really loving these small subtle hatchings. All the reason for me to add more. You are indeed the big man, dog. I want to nab even more comments from my first ever post because I said so. Comments were so simple back then, like you got bird, cat, Amni girl, and a ball of copper. I could do ball of copper. Shading metal be difficult, but I was right. It really does get easier each time. Orb as a sun. I took this opportunity to go all the way to the top left corner and add a little squiggly. Also, I just doodled myself for no reason, and I don't know which comment this belongs to. Happiness. That's a loaded one. You know that feeling when your friend is watching a series you love for the first time and they get to a really, really, really important part of the lore? Yeah, that. A creeper vibin'. I love how this tiny, happy little accident became what is literally the face of Minecraft today. Hello, Buff Snorlax? Okay. I'm not prepared to talk about this, so we're moving on. Narancia. I think they meant Narancia, as in the JoJo character. When I was younger, I thought this character was a girl. And just like all the other things, all that was left to do was to color him. And I made a zigzag background for the fun of it. Can you please draw a Cookie Cat in your next stream, please? I beg you. I actually did draw a Cookie Cat on stream. It was for a food study. And here it is as a bonus on the canvas. A Gacha OC submission. I just looked up Gacha Life and picked a picture I like. I like this one especially just because of how happy and joyful the pose looked. It was also nice that the hands were covered up by sleeves so I didn't have to draw them. Don't get me wrong, drawing hands is fun. It's easier to not do them. I finished up with some softer touch-ups and there you go, that's a Gacha character. Garfield eating lasagna. Never thought I'd be giving more things to this plushie I hated, but it just seemed so obvious to not pass this up. I don't really know what your future looks like, but you got this, commenter. Comment 921 is when I drew a man, 922 is when I drew a banana on the man's head, and by comment 123, oh god, it's on fire. I wish I could participate. And just to make sure that they knew, I slapped a little I was here sticker onto their chest. You could draw that tiger that a guy dreamed of and drew. I'm so mad I didn't see this comment earlier. We're making up for lost times, or lost comments. And I thought this was super cool to jump on. Like a year later. Wooden floor. Hopefully it doesn't stay this bland for long and I can add some more stuff onto it. I like your profile picture. Sandwich. Hey, it's like the perfect lunch. You got your sandwich and then you got the banana that's on fire. Me. Okay, I can just skip this one. Me. Oh my god. I think all of these four people can compromise calmly and civilly inside of this boxing ring. This was a sight too sore and bitter for the naked eye, so I covered it up. Can you make a shelf and put any prompts that sound good on it? I had an idea to extend this emoticon fish into a shelf. I've been really liking making these wood patterns. There's something about them that is very relaxing. For comment 931, I traveled all the way back to our homeless wizard friend. You know that chair that you gave the homeless wizard in the first video? Yes, and there's another cheese wizard sitting on it. Try to find the chair and add a sidewalk to it. I kinda need to cover up Connie's head for this, sorry about that. I feel like we've really blessed his troubled situation. He's got a change of ambiance, some nice plants growing, some friends, and also a wooden chair on the sidewalk. Can you please draw an orb that's watching YouTube? Wow, look at this cool and interesting video of a guy at a zoo. A horse with an ice cream cone on its head. I covered Twilight's horn with an ice cream cone. Please, please, please draw Lloyd Garmadon from Ninjago, but him as a kid because he was so goofy then. I finally have a use for this floor too, I can make someone sit on it. Sentient saxophone. If I bought a saxophone, I'd probably never use it. That thing looks complicated, hence why it's going on the shelf. This person with a very nice profile picture says, your favorite character. I mean, I have my favorite character on here already, but what about the favorite character from my childhood? Herobrine was one of them. I don't know if that counts, but it's my drawing, so. A calendar holding someone at gunpoint whilst they attempt to finish an essay before the deadline. I am really glad this isn't me. Draw the happy emoji. They're so happy, look at them. You need to draw a cute owl being cute with a big eyes. I thought they could get on the Lloyd's lap. They said big eyes, so I'm gonna make them big. It's so cute. Orb eating cheese. I'm a fine Parmesan fan if you remember. Let me just swap out the noodles here with a slice of cheese. I used to be a hater of cheese and then now I'm on the complete opposite spectrum where I get picky about it. Apple. Oh, hello Dingle. I thought the best place for them was right next to Candy Apple Cookie. Don't mind what's going on with her skirt right now. I kind of moved the layers accidentally and didn't notice. This one did take a while, but eventually I was done with it. Draw the Sagittarius sign. I've been saying Sagittarius wrong this entire time. You might be noticing that the sign looks like an arrow and what I'm drawing is not that. It's because I thought it would be fun to actually draw the constellation instead. It also kind of looks like a cool tattoo, so I gave it to this buff Snorlax. Because, you know, that's the rule. If you're shredded as hell, then you gotta have a tattoo somewhere. A disadvantage/inconvenience test as human beings on this planet Earth. The weird smelly erasers that never work and just smudge all over your paper. Yep, that's the one. I have no clue how this would be useful to anyone. Or but his sibling. Square. Alright, let's squeeze this drawing into some of the blank spaces because I'm running out of space and it's making me nervous. How unfortunate that you can't ponder this one. Ramona Flowers. The only thing I know about this girl is that she changes her hair color a lot. I think that's good. I think that's good for her. Or sorry that happened to her. I don't know. A perfect circle by hand. That looks close enough. The thing. Very specific. Gonna just take that and draw a strange figure with it. Draw a cat with your left and right foot. Okay, fine, but I'm coloring it with my hands. Oh god, there's so much negative self-talk in my head right now. Oh my god. I mean, the right one doesn't look that bad. I kind of love it though. I don't even know if you can tell that this is a cat or not. I love it. Evil butterfly. It's all because I doubted it. Oh, it's out to kill me now. Draw the minions. Tonight we steal the moon pose, but it's with you and the orbs. I'm just gonna clump them all together in this little fighting ring. You guys are done, right? Been meaning to practice poses with more exaggeration, so I think this is a step in the right direction. Tonight we will steal 1,000 comments. Can you call you at a velociraptor? What? I can draw a little velociraptor if that's what you want. Can you believe that birds are like the closest thing we have to these things? These giant, enormous, quick, like chicken horses. Can you draw Frost from Legends of Evantris, please? I've actually been watching a bunch of these Dungeons and Dragons shorts by these guys. I didn't even realize it was from them. That being said, I'm more than happy to add him. This comment made me just a little bit happier, so I'm gonna spread that happiness to the man. Hello, Orb Lad. Can you draw a pack of seven pack of crayons consisting red, orange, yellow, green, blue? I need to stop trying to read these so fast. Nice. Very nice. Hello, Orb. I am an artist myself, so can you draw a slime orb? Again, there's plenty of me on this canvas, so I'm just gonna recycle one of these. Really happy to myself in the past who did a bunch of jelly studies, because this would have been difficult. Speaking of my head turning to jelly, I didn't read this next comment correctly. Salutations, Orb. You should draw yourself in the next 6 comments having a dance party. You see where it says the number 6? 6 comments? I only did 1. Nevertheless, for that one comment, I drew Neru, which is a fanloid, so we can get the full squad. I actually just individually drew all 3 of them up here. This was a really small space on the canvas, so I had to draw them really chibi and squished, and they're so cute. A panda figuring out there's more to life than bamboo. Like pizza. There was me before pizza, and now there's me after pizza. I love pepperoni. When I had proper good pizza for the first time, it was like, oh my god, quesito, stuffed crust, you can have that in pizza? Next comment, draw your face reveal. I quickly just filled in a bunch of places with detail, and it was the first time in a while that I was drawing from real life, so definitely brought a bunch of challenges. I think it's important for me to bring it up eventually, because I have a platform, but I think RecRap said it best, like, in the nicest way. Screw you guys, I don't owe you anything for my private life. And you shouldn't either, take care of your privacy on the internet. Ever since I posted this comment series, I've been getting people commenting on my separate posts asking for art requests. For example, on this post, draw the iconic Jotaro vs. Dio pose from part 3. A little surprised we went on this long without this, but we still have space, and this thing deserves space on this canvas. Ugh. Hatching. So much hatching. Executing this drawing was pretty hard, but it was also easy at the same time, because I could just draw straight from a reference without really using my imagination that much. Added the standoors last minute because I nearly forgot. Right under this drawing that I drew, can you draw a tiny turtle in a box wearing a top hat? I figured the turtle could join the wizard in the box. I always look for every opportunity to give this guy more things. Under this video, can you draw your favorite animal as your favorite food, please? I like chicken and I like Anomalocaris. So you get Anomalo drumstick. Comment 64. Look, I got a Minecraft stack of all of you. And again, I was asked to draw a hornet. I was told to put things on the shelf that I thought were neat, and I think hornet's pretty neat. Hope I'm not late, but can you draw me sharing tea with the next 5 comments? This was commented on a peak drawing. Alternatively, there's some past comments that are sharing tea together. I'll put you there. This might be one of the cutest things I've read. Can you draw this person that I know named Shroom Lol? They said they were a big fan, and if you look at their YouTube channel, they're really nice and respectful. Whoa, nice color palette, dude. Love that character. So to this person, yeah, this person that watches me, hey, what's up? I like your hat. Hey, I don't know if I'm late, but can you draw pancakes as a jellyfish? The deadliest breakfast. It could be someone's last meal if you think about it. Please do 700 drawings. Can you draw a bee with a cowboy boots, hats, and the snake pattern bandana? The sharpest stinger in the West. I hope they never sting anyone though, because they die afterwards. Can you draw a SpongeBob popsicle? Sorry for yelling. I'm gonna draw those like really bad melted ones. I actually never had one of these popsicles. What were the eyes made out of? Apparently, I looked it up and apparently they were made from gum? The man can have it. Please draw a leaf sheep, or else the mini orb gets it. Oh my god, I just got threatened. Oh no. Some of the prettiest leaves have to be these oak leaves, so that's exactly what I'm gonna draw the sheep as. I'm naming this species as an oak vino. Draw a goofy chicken nugget. 500 pops! I'm gonna draw another dino nugget because it combines perfectly with this next comment. You should totally draw a dinosaur, whichever one's your favorite, but I've always liked the Stegosaurus. Honestly, I already got my favorite dinosaur on here, so let's put yours. I'm gonna make the face really simple and cute. And give it red scales. The Stegosaurus is a wonderful favorite dinosaur. It's a really good choice. I've commented on your last 3 videos. Can you draw an albino bunny eating a lettuce leaf? Please! I'm gonna strip this one from all of its color. But now it's looking a little dull, so I'm gonna edit some colors and make it more bright, hopefully. There we go, that looks much nicer. Spaghetti gives you carbohydrates, the meatballs give you proteins, but don't you ever forget about your vitamins. Next comment simply asks, can you draw a fox? I can draw a fox. Also, about candy apple cookies line art looking off, I found out I must have at some point in the process of drawing moved a couple layers and then every single other drawing got skewed, but It was just a matter of me putting them back together again. Make your character, but your head is a rock. A pet rock. Hey, why not take this a step further and make the little guy a geode? Hi, Orb. Pug? Another thing that I can add to the floor. Hello, Orb. I love your art. My suggestion is this. Please do it. Okay, okay. Roz from The Wild Robot and the next two comments hanging out. Okay, you know what? I need to talk about The Wild Robot more. That movie was phenomenal. It was so beautifully animated. It told an original story with such a powerful ending, and it's really good. Thank you, Roz. You're phenomenal. First comment that gets the pleasure of being next to Roz is draw the plushie with scary eyes staring at your soul. I'm assuming you're referring to an orb plushie? I don't know, man. Whenever I put big, giant eyes on my character, it just looks a little uncanny. 100% sure I'm late, but can you drop What's Your Vanity? It's really funny to draw this song next to Roz. Also, I tried out this watercolor brush here for their hair, and it gave like a really nice tint. I didn't know about this, just wanted to share. Draw in trying to open the box where you keep the Murder Drones fans. Oh no. Now I have to go get them again. Here, let me just... Comment 982 simply says, Punkleton. I don't really know what this means. Sounded like a cool name for, like, a town or something, so I made a sign. I would go to Punkleton. This place sounds friendly as hell. We need a threatening block of cheese. By the way, love your videos. I made it menacingly in the sidewalk where Jotaro and Dio fought. And then I was like, hey, I can fill up this empty space with a bunch of menacing characters. So I did. When you said Mimikyu, I got so excited because it was my favorite Pokemon. And perfect timing, I really do want to draw another one. I like how this Pokemon kind of indirectly mocks all of the Pokemon that are very obviously trying to be Pikachu. You should draw Medic from Team Fortress 2. I have never touched Team Fortress 2, and I don't think I will, but it's really funny whenever I get consistent fan art of these people on my page. I mean, it's good art, but I've never touched this game. What are you doing here? Could you draw Dave from my game Soda Clicker if you do 700? That would mean the world to me. Oh, the things I would do to get a lemon mint soda. I'm assuming this is Dave. Hello, Dave. I'll put Dave right up here, all the way on the tippy top. I wanted to make him enjoy the lemon mint soda, so I did. Thank you for the suggestion, fellow indie game creator. It's really cool to know that people like this watch my videos. I hope I'm not late. Draw a turtle eating a capybara's watermelon. I think the turtle stole it and then hid next to the wizard to avoid consequences. Next comment. Hi, Orb. My daughter really loves you. She asked me to ask you to draw a chunky tiger loaf. Aw, thank you. I'll put him casually resting under the Punkleton sign. If we had a conversation about our favorite animals and then someone said like, oh yeah, my favorite animal's a tiger, that person's probably cool. Oh, it's another one of these. Can you draw me giving you a high five? Really love your art. Thank you. I'm gonna base this commenter off of their profile picture once again. Yeah, high five. Radioactive shrimp. Please. Yep, the shrimp is now burnt and radioactive. No wonder this cat's crying. Comment 91, add Sans fighting a piece of toast. A burnt piece of toast. I guess Undertale is multiplayer now. I think Undertale does, there's like a mod for it. Having a piece of toast just levitating next to me was a little strange, so I gave it some wings. Cause I'm stronger than you. In all caps. Draw a tuna, please, please, I need more tunas. Much like the salmon and other sea creatures I've done, I think coloring fish is always really fun. Certain fish have very distinct colors and textures, it's really fun to mess around with. On the topic of fish, if I get chosen, draw a cute fish crying because it's underwater. Do fish cry? Is that a thing they can do? Okay, so apparently some produce liquid to keep their eyes moist, but they don't cry. Fish don't cry. That being said, you're not a fish, so stop acting like you don't cry. Hello, Orb. I'm pretty sure your next video is already out, but a lollipop tarantula would look good. I gotta take responsibility and draw different textures, even if they're difficult to me. These things are cute and also deadly. Can you please make an orb god pummeling a pillow? Oh god, if I'm drawing this much and also fighting, I think my wrist is gonna cramp. Miku in a Teto color palette. I can't tell if this is really cool or really cursed. I think it's safe to say that laundry got mixed up. A bog. It's been a long time since I added any scenery, so I took this chance to make a boggy background. Oh my god, we're so close. If you do me, can you make my comment in a fishbowl? I want to be a fish. There's room in here with the salmon and the bracken. Last year when I had my Discord server open, there was this very specific user. They would come into the chat, type daily ant emoji, and then dip. And let me tell you that they did this for a while. Something that had always reflected this piece was always the amount of dedication that not only me, but all of these comments had in order to finish this piece. And I thought that this mysterious ant guy mirrored that kind of devotion perfectly. 999! That's not little. I also drew an ant on my school whiteboard, cause, yeah. Perhaps I should draw a turtle. Perhaps I should draw a turtle. And if you draw that turtle, then someone else one day might come along and ask you to give it some lettuce. Or a carrot. Or a gun. So what do? Well, you draw that turtle, and then you give it a carrot and a gun, before eventually deciding on keeping the lettuce there. And then you start coloring it, and shading it, and adding the highlights. Oh my god. 1,000! Yay! GG. GG, well played. And suddenly, you're somehow nowhere close to where you started. What do I draw? And that marks the end of my 100 comment series that got blown out of proportion, but in a good way. Drawing has brought so many pieces of this world into this little space for everyone to exist on, and it's great. It's fun, I had fun, and I hope everyone who contributed and everyone who watched had fun as well. And I'm happy with it just staying like that. Maybe it's just meant to be fun. You have a lot to pick from, so let me know which one your favorite drawing was. Thank you for following up until now. There's been so much that's changed because, you know, it's been a year. The fan art end cards will come back, I promise, and Happy New Year's. Take care.